and where my head is at. Oh, what my heart is saying. All throughout the struggle.
Really like Persona music. I always try to put on a different one every day. Alright. I think the song's almost over, so I'll just let it play for a minute. And then we shall continue the story. Oh, it's still going. Okay, this must be the full version. Luckily they don't copyright me. Alright. Oh god, right, Rize. Alright, never mind, we're not playing. Chapter X. What is X in Roman numerals? Past, like, IV. I don't know what Roman numerals are. They didn't teach me that one.
What is this? It's just like the TV world.
No, Rize, it's like the Dark Hour. I don't have the words to describe how much the school has changed. The building itself looks like the same, but on top of it is this weird tower. Now that I'm seeing it up close, it's really creepy.
P-1 Climax? So someone's holding one of those events in the real world?
Alright, well at least I was right with the P-1 Climax. When I was trying to like decide how to type it out, it's like, is it P-1 Grand Climax or is it just P-1 Climax? But I was right. It was it was fine last time since I wasn't participating, but I bet I'm in the same boat as everyone else now. Jeez, I hope I don't get stuck with a weird name like theirs. It's hard to see near the top because of the fog is so thick, but I wonder if everyone's already inside the school building.
Come, Persona!
I'm a satellite. I fully opened my consciousness, concentrating my efforts on the inside of the school. I had expected the interference to be this bad. Still, I'm sure I can do this now as I concentrate harder, almost like I'm praying. A faint voice echoes in my mind.
Yukari-chan! Are you...
That's Fuka.
Someone! That voice... Fuka-san?
I said it first. Come on, Rize, keep up. It's not coming from inside the school. On instinct, I run to where the voice was coming from and charge right into the gym. I like how his whole grand plan was to, like, capture them or whatever, but then he just scattered them through the school. It's like, why wouldn't you just leave them at the top? It's a total mess in here. Carelessly placed filming equipment, folding chairs stacked up to the ceiling, you name it. I look toward the stage in the midst of the creeping red fog where I see an even more shocking sight.
Fuka-san!
Oh? Oh, jeez. Yukari, no. No, at least Fuka's awake. On the center of the stage is a prop-like cross. Fuka's crucified on it, like she's being held up to public ridicule. No, she's dying for our sins. And that braid. She doesn't look well at all, and she's breathing in gasps. Who would do such a horrible thing to her? Near the cross is a person in pink clothes collapsed on the ground. It seems like she's the one Fuka's calling to so desperately.
Fuka-san, hang on, I'll come free you! Rise-san? No, don't! You have to stay back! Huh? Ah!
Good job, Rize, you did it. After Fuka notices me and cries out, I sense an odd presence and stop. Soon afterwards, a number of arrows pierce the ground in front of me, giving off sparks.
That's close. What's going on here?
Looks like you have a good sense for these things. No wonder you're their backup.
I can't believe my eyes. It's from the live-action show on the air, now called Featherman Victory.
What? Feather Pink?
Indeed, the scuffed Power Ranger. I don't get what's going on here at all. But actually, taking a closer look, there's something about the stage Fuka's on. It's the stage from the club escapade on Port Island. On top of worrying about the girl collapsed on the ground, now I've got some kind of costume hero attacking me? Is this a hidden camera thing?
No, Rise-san! That's...
You idiot, it's a shadow.
Fuka-san, take it easy!
No. Fuka's Fuka's brow creases in pain as she tries to explain something to me. I don't really understand, but I'm getting a nasty feeling about that cross. All I know is that Fuka is in a lot of pain and that I need to rescue her as quickly as possible. But when I try to approach the cross, Feather Pink gets in my way.
Please move aside. I need to free her.
Then that makes us enemies. I hope you're prepared, Showbiz Fiend. I, Feather Pink, shall strike you down!
So you're gonna try to convince me that Rize is stronger than Yukari?
Rise-san, please run. You have to get help.
No thanks, but it's okay. I can fight now. That's why I have this power, so I can be useful to everyone.
Oh, you're not running away. Then we may as well get started. Bring on the ring!
When Feather Pink raises her right hand like a costume hero's finishing move, glowing red pillars descend to surround us. At the same time, the gym's red curtains falls, hiding the escapade stage. I can't hear Fuka's voice anymore, or even sense her.
Peace and quiet at last. Now, are you ready? Persona!
My cow. Wait a second, she can use a persona? Isn't that a little on the heavy side for my first fight?
Ready? And action!
What do you mean heavy? You fought Elizabeth first. Elizabeth is like 1,000 times stronger. Feather Pink attacks right on cue. And it's not a practice attack like in shows, but a full force move meant to kill. I shrink away, managing to dodge. She's really showing no mercy. Once again, I feel the fear of an actual battle puts into you, but my senpai fought through these feelings. I get a little twinge in my chest from the guilt. I'm different now, though I can do this too.
Persona.
Hey, are you sure you should be here? Why not leave this stuff to us and do your thing from a safe distance? Isn't that all an idol's good for? You're more like a mascot than a member of the team, so you really shouldn't be out on the front.
No, Teddy is the mascot. That hurts, because I know Feather Pink is right. No matter how much I say that that's not how it is, and that I don't want to be like that anymore, the truth is the truth. My ideals aren't easily understood by others. All the same, I'm past pretending my flaws don't exist. All I can do is accept them without letting them defeat me and keep trying my
I
best.
won't make any excuses. You're right. But no matter what you say, I won't let you beat me.
Let's go, Rize. You got this. Because I totally believe you can beat Yukari.
Final.
That's not what I wanted.
Something is draining
That's not what I
away.
wanted.
Don't touch me. I can fight
There we go.
Heads up.
Never mind, take it back. Rize can beat
I'm
Yukari.
gonna show you what an idol can do. This is my resolve. Feel it. Time for my full strength. And another one. Now I can protect everyone.
Ain't she dead? Goodbye. When the battle ends and Feather Pink collapses on the gymnasium floor, the red pillars surrounding us shatter as well. Yeah, fun gameplay. We're just watching a movie. Soon afterwards, what used to be Feather Pink melts and disappears while spitting out some kind of shining powder.
It disappeared.
Oh right, Rize isn't in the loop. Was she a shadow? As I stand stunned at the sight before me, the curtain rises again without a sound. And Fuka's gone. That's right, Fuka. I clamber up on the stage and use my persona to release her from the cross.
Focus on. Are you
Oh, I
alright?
thought someone drew a gun on her.
Thank you, Rise-san. So you can fight with your persona now? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's totally not anime BS.
That's right, Yukari-chan. Rise-san, she needs your help more than I do. She guarded me and...
You mean that lady in pink? Okay, one sec.
Fuka seems really exhausted. Speaking at all is hard for her in this state. I help up the person in pink who's collapsed a little ways away, and I'm surprised at what I see. Wait a minute. This is Yukari? But she's the same as Feather Pink I just defeated.
Huh? Where's the fake me? I have to say Fuka! Wait a minute.
Yukari, calm down. The Power Rangers aren't here. They can't hurt you. Thank goodness. Looks like she's come too. So is that a fake Yukari earlier? I don't really understand what's going on, but if Fuka is worried about her, she can't be an enemy, right?
Yukari-chan, Rise-san here saved me. I'm sorry for what you went through because of me.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry I worried you too. I got caught totally off guard. Rise-san? Thanks. Whoa, wait! Are you the real Rosette? You're so thin, and look at how small your face is!
Alright, Yukari, calm down.
Oh, yeah. I still don't really understand what's going on here.
Dang. Yukari got shut down by the idol. After we introduce ourselves, Yukari, whose full name is Yukari Takaba, and Fuka, tells me everything leading up to this point. It seems Fuka's group was on the move to Inaba after picking up an abnormal shadow reading, but the enemy ambushed them and they were captured. Yukari is a shadow operative too, so she rushed to Inaba with Labrys and some others to rescue Mitsuru's group. It sounds like the enemy is using shadows to make fake versions of us and forcing us to fight them. They also mentioned that what's happening in Inaba right now is a lot like something called the Dark Hour, a phenomenon Yukari and Fuka dealt with once. I'm starting to get a grasp of what's going on, but it's happening too quickly that I feel like my head's going to burst. What should I do now? Fuka says her power was being drained while she was crucified, so she's pretty exhausted. I'm worried about Yukari's wounds too, and I'm feeling a little lightheaded from the constant fighting. You fought twice. After a brief gap in conversation, Fuka innocently speaks up.
By the way, why are you dressed like that, Yukari-chan? It looks really well made.
Huh? You're just noticing this now? Well, there's something of a story behind it.
I've worn costumes from time to time too, but that one's pretty cool. It's pink and cute. Maybe I should try wearing it in a show. Transformation activate! Feather change! Or something like that.
What a pro! You're pretty focused on work, aren't you?
They were
Say,
all dying a
didn't I hear
second
that
ago,
you're
and now they're
making a
talking about
comeback?
Power Rangers.
It must be tough to balance with school and whatnot. Homework and idol work.
You could say that again. But I don't mind so much, since I have fun with all of it.
That's so cool! High school girls sure are spirited. I envy your youth.
You're not even that much older. You're like 2 years older. Like, come on.
You work hard too, you know, Yukari-chan.
Nah, I just do some modeling here and there. It just so happened I got the feather pink role in an audition.
Oh, you're a model? Wait, and you're the real Feather Pink? Wow, that's incredible! I'm so jealous of how great you look! Do you have to watch what you eat too?
Oh, of course. Oh, speaking of food, I
Man.
found this great place that serves delicious lunch specials the other day.
These two would be jealous of On from Persona 5.
Wait, no, now's not the time to talk about that stuff.
That lady can eat whatever she wants and look fine. Allegedly. I come to my senses and we can't help but laugh. This isn't the place to have a fun and indulge in girl talk, but I think it was a good distraction in a way. I can't be indecisive about what to do next. If Fuka and I are here, then what I need to do is already
I'll
decided.
try searching around here. Fuka-san, will you help me out?
Mm-hmm, of course. I'm all right now.
Such a weird choice in hair, you know? Looks like Fuka couldn't use her persona at all while on that cross, since it kept draining her strength. Maybe that cross can rob us of strength of heart our persona draws on. Oh, I forgot what her evolved persona looks like. Once Fuka calms her breathing, she begins searching first. I sensed it last time she did this too, but a powerful yet very kind feeling covers the area.
I don't know exactly where, but I sense someone nearby. It seems your friends are here as well, Rise-san.
Breathe.
Senpai's here? Great!
Take off
I
the
knew
mullet.
they'd get here.
Fuka, can you tell where everyone is? I still think we should meet up with them.
Yeah, they're all dying right
It
now.
might be hard by myself, but
Fuka reaches out her hand to me. I take it and open my heart. Our hearts synchronize, and a warmth I've never felt before pours into me. We may not be able to get in contact with them, but we should be able to sense where everyone is for sure.
Persona.
Can't believe they gave Rize
you,
second
Senpai.
form.
And Yosuke
It's crazy.
Senpai and Chie Senpai? Yikes, who's this? It's not Teddy.
I sense a familiar presence near Aigus and Akihiko-senpai. I think they'll be okay. Let's see where Mitsuru-senpai is.
Where's Adachi? Where do you sense him? Amazing, my sense spreads over an incredible distance compared to usual. I'm picking up on presences one after another, both familiar and not. Hey, what's this one? Something big? Bleh. It feels like a sharp blade hits us, and Fuka and I let go at the same time. What was that thing? There's something terrible here.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. That startled me, though.
It came from further up. From the top? What could it be?
Something out of the ordinary is happening above the school, at the top of of that weird tower. We nod to each other and begin running to that place at once. Whatever could it be? To be continued. Aw, Moridachi? Imminent danger. Oh yeah, that's right, Yosuke died. I forgot this happened. After shielding me from the enemy's attack, Yosuke and Chie stagger a bit before crumbling. I try to prop them both up. What is going on here? Did he summon a persona?
Such trouble you've caused. Thanks to you, I'm forced to show myself.
The calm tone brings my confused mind back to reality. The same Sho we just defeated is standing nonchalantly before me. Or is it really the same Sho? That naked hostility and horrific madness from earlier is gone. The one standing there now is utterly calm and collected and has an intensely intimidating aura about him.
Who are you? I'm Sho Minazuki. We are Sho Minazuki.
I immediately recall what Sho said about that guy before. Why is this music so loud? It's a good song. I get it now.
I see. So there are two personalities within you. You have a split personality.
No way!
Aren't you dead?
Seriously?
That isn't strictly correct. I awakened within this child, and I exist to grant his wish. That's why I'm using that thing.
That thing?
It doesn't seem to be about Adachi, but it's hard to believe that what we've been through up to now was created by a human acting alone. Most likely some otherworldly being is involved with this, just like in last year's
This
case.
child's heart was warped due to great suffering at the hands of man. I must eradicate all that lives to win back peace for him.
Impossible. He's going to win back peace by wiping out every living thing? Minazuki is serious about this. He'd go so far as to destroy the whole world for Sho's sake.
What will it do to make the world that way? Humans can't live on their own.
That's your perspective.
Why is it so
He's
loud?
unlike you, though, and requires help from no one. Are you that scared of a world? with
Why, you
no
just
ally?
contradicted yourself. He just said he's unlike you, though, and he requires no help. But he's needing the aid of you. But Minazuki is you.
No, you're wrong. People grow by living together with others. That's how they're able to better themselves.
Yo.
As I said, that's your perspective. Sadly, you have no more friends to save you.
You fool, I have many friends. Minazuki casts a gaze behind me, to the hallway back there.
Seeing as none of them are rushing in here, your other friends must have fallen somewhere along the line.
I can't help my voice from trembling. It's true there's an uneasiness somewhere in my heart. I keep wondering, why hasn't anyone come yet? And is everyone really okay?
Damn it! You don't listen to that guy!
Yeah, we're fine. Don't...
We're not dying on the ground.
You shouldn't try and act tough. You're on the brink of death. What use would you be?
You fool, we're on the brink.
Actually, perhaps you were a hindrance to begin with. Isn't that right, Narukami? Since you seem more accomplished than them.
Get him with the Glock. Yosuke and Chie are at a loss for words. Yosuke, Chie, don't listen to him. I swear. Only Adachi continues to gaze upon us quietly as we struggle to find a retort for Minazuki.
Why not cast them aside? Then you'll be able to fight freely. Or are you unable to fight properly without these bonds you speak of? Your weakness is propped up by others, as is the rest of yours. Protecting your wounded comrades will result in your death.
Never. You'll never take me alive. A shadow-like persona appears behind Minazuki. No, I'm still trying to shield these two. If I dodge it, Yosuke and Chie will be...
You forget about us! You at least gotta...
That's was right! Don't let us drag you down!
What? What are you saying?
How does it feel? You are about to be slain because of your precious friends.
You fool, you forgot about my other friend.
But only in the sense that they destroy you. Don't you think it would be better?
Can't they just kill off Yosuke already? No, you can't do that. I ignore Minazuki and concentrate on his persona. Can I repel its attack while protecting my friends behind me? How? At that moment, Minazuki makes his move.
Persona.
Did you already do this? You know, that's a fair point. That's why we don't use Yosuke. He's underleveled. I do the same thing. I don't use him. Yosuke and Chie, I use neither of them. I muster all my strength to send my persona at his, but it's easily repelled and I fall to my knees from the force. It's no use. I can't completely block Minazuki's attack so long as I'm unable to move an inch. Seeing me off balance, Minazuki's persona draws back its blade to finish me off.
Let's end this.
Oh, thank God the music's over. It's so loud. If I jump back now, I could dodge his blade, but then that'd leave Yosuke and Chie open. What do? I will my legs to keep from reflex. What? It's strangely, I don't feel afraid. I believe in them. Even if I fall, my friends will protect this town. Oh, I'm willing to die. Oh, okay, never mind. It's not a cutscene.
Persona!
God, it's Labras. That's not the Glock I wanted, but you know, it's a Glock. Oh, hold on. I'll show off the image. 2 personas appear before my eyes. As if cutting through the red fog, they block the incoming attack from Minazuki's persona. The sound of running footsteps draws near before I can even turn around and hear 2 voices.
Yukun! Senpai, are you alright?
Yeah.
No, I'm currently dying. Along with Yosuke. That's right, my friends aren't a burden to me. I've made it this far because they were with me. I'm not strong at all, but as long as I have my bonds with them, I can do whatever I have. Or do whatever I have to. Sho, why can't you see that?
More imbeciles.
Because I'm the villain.
Seems deploying doppelgangers made from shadows wasn't enough.
Don't move. Get away from Yukun, or I won't show any mercy.
I mean, he's the bad guy, so you shouldn't.
No need for histrionics. I'll concede now without them.
Histrionics?
Though, should I at least get rid of Narukami first?
You're just saying words. No, they look exhausted from their battle so far, but Minazuki doesn't seem to be suffering at all. Just ignore me and save Yosuke and Chie.
Sounds like a bad plan.
Oh, there he is.
Haven't you ever heard the saying, the cornered stag is most dangerous? I don't think you have time or energy to waste.
Hit him with the Glockadachi. Though Naoto is standing at the ready, her eyes open wide at the voice that interrupted us. It's the natural reaction for anyone who is involved in that case.
No. Why are you here?
It's a long story, Naoto.
Ah! Whoa! What is this shaking?
It's begun. I'll be taking my leave. All that's left is to see this through.
Minazuki looks up at the creaking ceiling and then turns his back to us, as if we hold no interest for him.
Hey, hold it!
Naoto and Labras deciding they can't let him escape, fan out to flank Minazuki. I'm not sure now's the time to fight him, but it's too late now. I ready my own sword again and we all surround Minazuki.
You truly love to swarm, don't you?
You're
You
like a
find
bunch
your
of
strength
bees.
by herding together. But there are enough persona fragments now. I have no need to deal with you anymore.
What is this?
I have the abilities to
My legs!
sort of stop time. I don't know if that's his ability. Minazuki's eyes begin to shine blood red and we lose control of our bodies. It's that power that he held us down at the school gate. No, it's even worse than that. And it's gotten us all in its grips.
Overtaxed. I've been relying on this borrowed power too much. Though now is not the time to hold back.
Minazuki's expression seemed to harden for a moment, but in the next instant he takes a great leap, farther than humanly possible, and descends before the giant door. He disappears beyond the door, and heavy sound of the door closing echoes through the room. All we could do is watch him go. Fortunately, his exit finally released us from the power that was holding us in place. We have to pursue him at once. However, as if taking his place, we hear the sound of approaching footsteps from the fog.
I'll take over from here.
Oh.
Let's begin. Bring on the ring.
Maybe we don't. At the fur-clad woman's command, red pillars fall into the four corners of the room. I know this woman.
Mitsuda-san?
No, that's a fake.
Where's Minazuki?
He's gone already. Hey,
Thanks, Adachi.
not to butt in, but don't you think you're in over your heads a little this time? Didn't you see his power? You're up against more than just that brat.
Adachi, who had put some distance between us without us noticing, speaks in his usual carefree tone from outside the invisible walls. It's true that Minazuki's power isn't normal. Does it mean the Sho received power from something beyond human understanding, just like Adachi did once? I like how Adachi just casually just said, "Not my problem," and just steps out of the way.
I mean, don't you think it's a little late? He said he has all the persona fragments he needs. So all that's left is to summon that thing, and then jam the fragments he's gathered into. That might have hurt. What was that for?
You speak too much, imbecile. Should I deal with you?
Is that why Adachi's here? Is that legit the reason they brought him
Whoa,
here
No way! Where'd you get that idea?
in this game?
All right,
It's because he
then.
talks too much.
I did try to warn you guys.
Adachi waves to us while leaving the classroom. Before I can consider the message he left us with, the fake Mitsuru points her rapier at us.
Now it's time for your execution. I'll send you all to the afterlife, one after another.
I'd like to see you try. Yeah, we can shoot her. As long as she doesn't ruin my perfectly good strategies. And it's over.
Farewell.
Can't believe they just let you do this.
Perhaps I took it too far.
Good fight, good fight. You made me sweat there. Worst insta-kill in the game visually? Yeah, it could have been a little better. The red pillars shatter and the fake Mitsuru melts. The persona fragments the melting fake spits out floats up, becoming a ribbon of gold light flowing to the top of the tower. We were able to escape danger, but the damage we've taken isn't light either. Yeah, these late game fights are... God, I'm losing. We can't just run off and chase after Minazuki immediately.
In any case, let's sort the situation out.
Let's take this time to put the plot into one piece. To give Yosuke and Chie some time to recover, we agreed to Naoto's suggestion and start sifting through all the information and speculations
Sho
we
was
have.
conspiring with the other Minazuki, and they enveloped this town in red fog. They then set things up so that we would fight our fakes here. When persona users fight inside the red fog, their persona is carved off into fragments, which are being harvested at the top of this tower.
So the whole time, this P-1 Climax was just to gather our persona fragments, right?
If you want, for those who weren't listening in the back, we'll talk over the plot again.
Right. And Sho and Minazuki are planning on using the gathered persona fragments on whatever it is they're summoning with this tower.
But what's Sho going through so much fuss to summon?
They're summoning the Tyler Fortnite Blevings to praise us with his presence.
How they intend to use the persona
To cure him of
fragments on
Ligma.
the summoned entity, and what effects it'll have, remain to be seen.
Yeah, but Minazuki said he was gonna eradicate all living things by summoning this being. We can't let that happen.
Minazuki's trying to fix it so no one else but Sho exists anymore, right? That's pretty serious.
If that's what he's up to, we don't have much time left.
Nyx
We gotta
2,
hurry and
the
stop
Electric
him.
Boogaloo.
Oh, hold on a sec. There's something I was wondering about.
Huh? What is it?
Yeah, that Minazuki guy told you he didn't have a split personality, right, Yukon?
Yeah, I definitely heard him say that.
And, that's what made me think that maybe there's a plume of dusk stuck in him.
Huh?
Didn't somebody already say that?
What do you mean?
Well, I
told Naoto-kun this before, but the plume of dusk has to do with creating Igises in my hearts, right?
You know, that whole thing we introduced in the last half of the game.
When I met Minazuki, the plume of dusk inside me resonated, like when I first met Aigis. So if Sho doesn't have split personality, but that Minazuki was a personality that showed up later, it got me wondering.
Huh?
But how?
No, it's possible. Thinking about it. Mitsuru-san suspected that Labrys's kidnapper had ties to the Kirijo group. I looked into it as well, but during the reign of Koetsu Kirijo, Mitsuru-san's grandfather, as CEO of
These
the
are my favorite
Kirijo
parts of
group,
the video games.
they performed many inhumane experiments, which led to the various shadow-related crises that Mitsuru-san's group continues to deal with.
So they said, why make androids? Why waste the money on that when we can just cram this shadow fragment thingy into a heart of a person?
I wouldn't be surprised if Sho was a victim of one of the experiments from that time.
So, are you saying Sho had one of those plume thingies stuck into him as an experiment?
According to my theory.
Yes.
Yes.
That is what they're saying.
Seriously?
Heavy silence falls over us. If Sho's past was that horrible, it's no wonder he hates the world. Well, I mean, that's a little much, don't you think? Just hate the Kirijos. I'd expect nothing less from the victim of an inhumane human experiment. Artificially born and then covered up? He probably doesn't even know the importance of bonds that people
Either way,
form.
we must hurry on. If we can rescue Mitsuru-san, she may be able to tell us more.
God, if only we had our healers. Where's Teddy and Yukiko when we need them? Oh yeah, I guess kidnapping would be a rough task, but at least you don't have to pay for it. The most you need is a car. Everyone nods and we begin heading to the top of the tower. Not one person has mentioned a word about our friends who aren't with us. Rize, Kanji, Teddy, Yukiko, and other shadow operatives fighting alongside Labrys. But it's not because we're not worried about them. It's that we believe in our friends to look after themselves rather than go back to town to check on them. We can trust in them and put all our energy into climbing this tower. We have to move fast if we want to prevent Sho and Minazuki's plan and protect the town that's so precious to us. Plus, we need to know what Adachi's really up to. Adachi's here just for the fun. He's here for the memes. Oh, still going. Labrys and I lend our respective shoulders to Yosuke and Chie, who are still recovering from their injuries, as we climb to the stairs to the top of the tower. We thought the distorted stairs would lead us to another maze-like hallway, but they only go further and further up.
Hey, we're at the end. There's a door.
Thank you,
This is the door
Labrys.
to the rooftop, right?
I'm going
I
to
couldn't
open
tell
it.
that's a door. Everyone nods, and Naoto opens the door. What we see beyond it is a bizarre area we've never laid eyes on before. Ah, well you see, this is where they crucified Jesus. Outside, what looks like a landing. An enormous red moon. Oh, a landing enormous red moon shines bright in the sky. There are countless cross-like objects embedded all over the ground too, making it seem like an execution ground.
Where is this?
And yeah, this is where we T-pose.
It's not part of Yasogami High. That much is certain. I've never seen this area before.
Hey! Over there!
Ah, well Naoto, you had to be there for Persona 3.
Is that
I told you to play that game.
Mitsuru-san?
Just like we saw on the Midnight Channel, Mitsuru is bound to the cross Chie points to. Is she unconscious? Her head hangs limp and she doesn't react to Labrys calling her name. As we try to hurry over to her, a figure moves to block our way.
Deploying enclosed battlefield. You will go no further.
I guess no. Or at least it sounded like I guess. The summoned red pillars fall from the sky and surround us. Even here, they're forcing these battles on us.
I've been waiting
Yeah, it's Aigis.
for you, sister.
You ain't Aigis. You're a fake too.
Labrys is right. That burning gold hue in the figure's eyes is dead giveaway that it's a fake.
Indeed, I am a fake, sister. But is the distinction necessary for us?
What?
We are weapons forged in the shape of humans. Aren't we all fakes from the start?
You know? Spitting facts.
Fakes of humans.
Have you forgotten? We have no comrades. You even fought and killed your sister units, no.
Damn it! Labrys, don't llisten to her!
Labrys' past. It's filled with gruesome memories of battle. Her makers advanced the product line by having their prototypes fight each other. She was forced to destroy her sister units, basically kill the rest of her family. But
It's okay, Yosuke.
What? But
Labrys will be alright.
just starts murdering everybody. That's right, in the P1 Grand Prix, Labrys faced the shadow within her and accepted it. Our Labrys standing with us now shouldn't be swayed by such a cheap trick.
What's wrong, sister? Do you not hate humans?
Yeah, I do hate humans.
Alright, put her down. She's gone AWOL again.
But not like how you mean it.
Sister?
As much as I got a grudge against humans, it was
Is
humans
that a fake?
saved
No,
me.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, the ones who made me did horrible things to me. To all the ones of my model. But hating all humans because of them is wrong. I like Yukon, and Mitsuru-san, and all the rest of them.
I like the ones who didn't torment me in my
It
past.
ain't right for you to destroy the world they all live in.
How unfortunate. I would have thought that you could understand my master, Sho Minazuki's desire for solitude.
His solitude.
Don't waste your breath. I will see you die here, sister.
Never. The fake Aegis charges towards Labrys at high speeds. This isn't good. Labrys is tied up supporting Chie and is no position to fight back. I have the same problem propping up Yosuke too, which leaves only one person who can deal with this right now.
Naoto, I'm counting on you.
You don't have to tell me.
Naoto's persona summoned with perfect timing stops the fake Aegis' attack and forces it back.
Naoto-kun!
great move, Naoto!
Just drop Yosuke and Chie. You got
really help, Naoto-kun.
Nonsense.
Let's make ourselves clear. As long as we're around, we won't allow you to so much as lay a finger on Labrys. I don't know what kind of solitude you or your creator is suffering, but we don't lightly forgive anyone who hurts our friends.
Then there is nothing more to discuss. Releasing limiters. Switching to battle mode.
I still stand by it.
Annihilating targets.
There's no way any of these people could physically beat Aegis. Well, except Labrys, maybe. But even then, Aegis is the better version. Because she's the 7th generation.
Final.
You have a strong Labrys, you can roll.
Alright, good fight. Really had to make me think that. Yeah, it's fair. There's shadows. Die, demon. I know I can choose not to do that, but it's funny to do it. The fake Aegis begins to melt away as everyone runs towards Mitsuru. Think about what the fake Aegis said. I would have thought that you could understand my master, Sho Minazuki's desire for solitude. What I sensed from Sho when I met him was an intense, insane hatred for everything in this world. What could have pushed him so far that he'd decide to pursue an outrageous goal like destroying the world?
Mitsuru-san!
I don't know, sometimes you just feel like it, you know?
Where am I? Labrys, you came.
Mitsuru-san,
Unfortunately.
are you all right?
Yes. But aren't you all a bit too close?
Mitsuru comes to, and we all look into her face. She seems pretty exhausted, but she does appear to be fully conscious.
I'm so glad. I'm sorry I'm late. Jeez, look how beat up you are.
Thank you, Labrys. Narukami, I thank you and your friends as well.
Now, why are you involved? I told you not to get
First,
involved.
I must apologize. I said I would guarantee your
Well, that's the
security.
opposite of what I thought.
See how that turned out. We had almost identified the culprit, but
What are you saying? You don't have to apologize now. Nobody cares.
Yeah, we all almost died. While we wait for Mitsuru to cover, we share what we've learned so far with her. About this town, about Sho and Minazuki, and about their plan to call something terrible down.
Sho Minazuki, huh? How ironic that he would mimic his father's actions.
Wait a minute. Alright, according to Naoto's account. When she and Labras met Minazuki for the first time, Minazuki called the Shadow Operatives the ones who killed Sho's father. Going by what Mitsuru just said, I'd say she knows something about who Sho is. Maybe she can give us the missing piece of the puzzle to crack this case. That is, apart from the mystery of who or what Sho's trying to summon.
I see. Shuji Akutsuki was his...
Of course it was. You're telling me this man had a kid? Mitsuru slowly closes her eyes and nods at Naoto's murmuring. Shuji Akutsuki is the name of Sho's father.
The Kirijo group once had a branch specializing in shadow research. It was the Kirijo Ergonomics Research Laboratory, Ergo Research for short.
You're telling me this man had a kid? That's crazy.
My grandfather, Koetsu Kirijo, provided Ergo Research with a vast budget to perform various experiments over many years. Experiments like Labras and Igus, anti-shadow suppression weapons with humanoid bodies that harbor personas, as well as countless inhumane experiments.
An adoptive kid,
such
yeah,
as
that would make
creating
sense.
artificial persona users through suppressants.
I was gonna say, what woman out here is getting with Akutsuki? Mitsuru's expression grows even sterner. The damage that the Kirijo group left behind to their cursed legacy is why Mitsuru and her shadow operatives are so devoted to their duty of exterminating
Sho
shadows.
Minazuki. His name was recorded in the Ergo Research Archives as the youngest test subject.
Yeah,
Shuji
Akutsuki was from 3.
Was the researcher of record. Afterwards, Ergo Research was dissolved in an explosive accident, burying their research. But in the confusion, Akutsuki saved some of it.
And that included Sho Minazuki.
Yes, there's more to the story, but I've confirmed this much in what we've deciphered thus far of Akutsuki's personnel file. Sho Minazuki seems to have been Akutsuki's favorite test subject.
Test subject? But he's a person! How could he do such a horrible thing?
The Kirijo group of the time was an evil place, suffused with his arrogance.
Yeah, Akutsuki's maidenless.
It isn't hard to imagine how he was treated with Akutsuki in charge.
No maidens?
Minazuki was raised in a solitary environment.
Well, he definitely ain't getting any
never
now.
Interacting with anyone. I suspect his experiences from that time greatly affected the development of
Pun Lord
Minazuki's
McGee.
current personality.
I really wish they'd port 3 to PC. It'd make me so happy. For the first time, Mitsuru seems genuinely distressed. There's a lot on her shoulders. She wants to put an end to the scars on her history that the monsters of the Kirijo group have left within her generation. But she's not alone. I'm sure Mitsuru's companions will keep supporting her, keep sharing in her burden as they walk alongside her.
Hey, Mitsuru-san. These experiments they did on Sho, were they really related to the Plume of Dusk?
That's correct. The central thrust of the experiment was to embed a plume of dusk into Minazuki.
We put it in his balls.
No way! So that's
why
what
he's
the
mad.
Minazuki personality is?
This is Labras and Naoto had thought. A plume of dusk was implanted into Sho's body, which seems like it gave birth to a new self within it. That's one mystery down, though it's not hard to imagine how cruel Shuji Akutsuki's experiments were, since he didn't care at all about what was sacrificed for them. The thought must be reminding Labras on her past, since I notice her meekly lowering her gaze. Yosuke hastily speaks up to lighten the mood.
Can I ask you something? Do you have any details about whatever it is he's trying to summon?
No, I know nothing about that.
Oh, you know, it just
It's
happens to be
similar
the god of
what we
death.
encountered at Tartarus. It's nothing welcome.
That was only to be expected.
Or the
since
messenger
Sho's
of death,
desire
was one or
is
the
to
other.
Destroy the world.
As we all share in a sinking feeling from an ominous prediction, a familiar voice echoes in everyone's mind. It's a persona communication.
Senpai, I finally got a hold of you. I'm so glad you're safe.
Voice. Rise, you're all right.
Mitsuru-senpai, are you okay? I was worried, you know.
Oh, the Power Ranger.
Is that you, Yukari? You came. I'm sorry, but no. Thank you. You're always such a
She don't look
help
too
to
good. She looks like she's suffering. Rest in peace,
fine,
Yukari.
too. Kikuno-san has evacuated to safety as well.
Who?
Yamagishi, thank goodness. It seems I've also put you in danger.
Oh, the maid. After we finish confirming that we're okay, Rise raises her voice as if remembering something. Since we have no volume control on the persona comms, everyone flinches at once.
No, I forgot to connect you to Kanji and the others. Senpai, Teddy, and I
think we're better off.
Just a sec, I'll put you in contact with them.
She forgot something that important. After some time, we hear that familiar voices echoing in our minds again. Can we not hear Kanji?
Yuki Akihiko?
I don't want to hear
Is
it.
that you? I'm so glad. Mm-hmm. Kanji-kun and Teddy are fine too. What about you, Chie? Are you hurt?
Yukari and Mitsuru are girlfriends? I believe it.
I'm okay. I got a few scratches, but it's no big deal.
After what happens in FES,
Huh? Are you sure you're okay?
or you know, they gave it a shot and they were like, "No, this doesn't work."
Yo, senpai.
Oh God.
Sorry we're late.
Sensei!
Ah, ugh. Damn it, Teddy! I told you to quit rubbing your runny nose on me.
They never change. Even in a situation where we can't communicate properly, the rest of them are still in our thoughts because all we believe in is each other. We're all gathered here now without anyone telling us what to do. That's when I recall what the fake Igus said to Lapras. I would have thought you could understand my master, Sho Minazuki's desire for solitude. What Mitsuru told us about Sho was right. That not only did he never meet anyone who could understand his burdens of solitude, he never had the chance to form a relationship with anyone. And then he told Igor no. And here we are. So in that respect, there's not much separating Sho from us. If even one person had reached out to him, couldn't he have had the chance to change too?
Sister, you came to rescue us. Thank you. I'm all right.
Igus! Whew. I was really worried about you.
Man, it's getting crowded here. You guys really know who's who?
Now here's the man of the hour.
You're
Oh, he's
the only
gone.
one who doesn't, Junpei-san. Though there are a few I haven't personally met yet either.
There we go. There's the dog of the hour.
It seems everyone's all right. You have the devil's luck.
After both our investigation team and Mitsuru's shadow operatives are done being relieved that one another is safe, we have a big round of introductions. But the more I learn about them, the stranger their group seems. A costumed hero, a baseball coach, a middle school student, and a dog? It's already surprising to see so many other Persona users, but these ones are, well, unique.
Quite a spirited crowd. But don't let your guard down yet. The battle isn't over.
I like Junpei. Junpei makes me laugh. Mitsuru smiles upon us upon saying so. It hasn't been long since we met Mitsuru and her people, but I can tell just by overhearing their exchanges that they're bound by a strong trust, like we are. Yeah, meanwhile you're all having this nice conversation, and, you know, Minazuki's probably summoning death. With the battles behind us for now, everyone naturally starts having a friendly chat. I decided to take the opportunity to bring up what I was just thinking about with Mitsuru.
Mitsuru-san, I'd like to talk to you about Sho.
You wish to save him yourself? Is that what you were about to say?
No, I want to kill him.
Huh?
It's written all over your face. It would hardly be a surprise to hear you say it. There are many things to sympathize with regarding Minazuki's past. He too is a victim of the Kirijo group's dark side. Still, that does not give him license to endanger the world or hurt people. It doesn't change the fact that he is an enemy who must be defeated.
We will
Yet,
take his knees.
You still wish to save him.
Yes.
If Sho wished for the world's destruction because of solitude forced on him, then we know how to save him from that. Mitsuru lets me finish, then fixes me with a solemn
Either
gaze.
way, things must be settled with Minazuki. We should brace ourselves.
Right, we can't lose this one.
Indeed, it's true that our enemy is powerful, but no matter how far apart we are, if we keep believing in each other, we'll always come back together. That fact gives us great strength. Meanwhile,
Another earthquake!
Uh-oh. Isn't it getting stronger?
Huh? This is... Careful, everyone. It stinks of shadows.
I'm glad your nose is working.
What?
Everyone instantly tenses up. Their relaxed mood is shattered, and Rize raises her voice as if bracing herself.
Wait, this can't be.
Have I played Persona 5? Yes. I've played 5 like 8 times, and I beat Royal once. And I played Strikers.
What's wrong, Kujikawa?
It's shadows. Countless shadows are gathering at this tower.
Don't say that.
What? I'm picking up shadow readings. 20, 30. They keep coming.
No, Fuka, this isn't Strikers. There can only be 4.
We can't stop
4 or
them.
5.
The shadows are passing through here. It looks like they're heading to the top of the tower. Wait,
What's wrong, Rise?
is this? The shadows that were already at the top are merging together.
No, don't merge. Don't do it. Blah. We're on our way. Shadows are merging together. Something tells me the summoning the show mentioned has already begun. A quick glance around tells me everyone else is thinking the same. When I look down from the edge of the tower, the horde of shadows has already swallowed the ground and is now trying to cover this tower. This is bad. Rize's group is still near the tower's base, and Kanji's group is somewhere around the middle. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before the shadows reach them. What do I do? Should I call them here at once, or should we head on down to them? But if we do that, then we can't do anything about the summoning that's going to happen any minute.
You have to go, Senpai. We'll hold things here.
Oh yeah, Rize is our front line? Huh? That's a recipe for disaster.
What are you surprised for? Of course we'd say that. You're the ones closest to the top.
You're right. Mitsuru, this is no time to fool around. Leave this to us so you can get to the roof.
What? But...
Mitsuru-senpai, you can't lose focus. Don't worry, we're pretty tough.
Yukari.
I don't think you are, Yukari. You got beat by your own shadow.
All right. It's a bit lonely here, but I'll do my best for your sake, Sensei.
For me, Teddy.
Teddy. Go, young man. There's no time to be indecisive. The bases are loaded, so go out swinging.
You're like 3 years older. He's not that much younger.
Junpei.
Mitsuru raises her head and looks at us. Her expression is pure determination. You can see she's made up her mind to trust in her companions, and that's that.
All three groups, separate and intercept the shadows. Yamagishi, Yukari, Kujikawa. Head to the lower levels. Destroy the enemy, but take caution.
Can I ask Fuka to fight?
Akihiko, work with those on the middle level
Fuka
and
can't
block
fight.
as many shadows as you can. Don't bother giving chase to whatever gets past you. We'll remain here and intercept the shadows as Narukami advances to the highest point of the tower.
Yeah, we like Junpei around here.
You're the least injured of us all, and considering your skill, you're the most logical choice to send.
You're like this guy we knew, but different. So you take care of this.
Please go, Senpai. We'll protect this place.
Yeah! I'm getting psyched. Go on ahead, Yukun.
Go get him, partner. Make sure you pull this off for our sake.
I'm counting on you, Yukun. You can't let Sho get his way. Go put an end to this.
But what if the game gives me a choice to let him have his way? With that, all of us here, and probably the ones still in the lower and middle levels, nod at once. Everyone gives me a supportive push and I take a step forward.
You understand, right? Don't do anything reckless. And...
Yeah, and Junpei's not
I
dead.
understand. I'll come back. If I can't do it, then I'll ask for help. There's no shame in leaning on your friends after all. No matter how many times I
If you
fail and make
lose, you're
mistakes,
just a loser,
I can do
as
anything
Adachi
with
would
them.
say.
I won't give up.
I knew someone once who I suspect thought the same way.
For an instant, Mitsuru's eyes are hazy, thinking of something or someone else. But the moment passes, and at once her steely eyes are turned to the countless shadows surrounding us by climbing the tower's outer
We will
walls.
clear a path for Narukami. Is everyone in place?
Yeah!
Yes, of course.
Leave it to us.
Mitsuru gives the order and everyone readies themselves to move. The shadows appearing one after another seem intent on completely swarming the stairs. I'm on my way now.
Once we give the signal, everyone attack!
Oh, there's gonna be a cutscene coming and I know it, and it's gonna be really loud.
Here goes. 1, 2...
Oh jeez. On Fuka and Rize's signal, everyone dashes towards the whirling torrent of shadows. They form powerful shockwaves that come together, pushing back the limitless mass of shadows, mowing them down. Yeah, they're putting the fate of the world in the hands of a teenager. It wouldn't be the first time. The path clears in the center of the black wave and I run towards it as fast as my legs will carry me.
We're all counting on you!
It's not just everyone in the investigation team right now. The hopes of the Mitsuru and the Shadow Operatives are pinned on me too. I can't waste the opportunity they gave me. There's no time to hesitate. Wait for me, everyone. To be continued. Oh, it's branching. Oh, never mind. No, it didn't. What is this connected to? Oh, it's connected to them. Before the battle. Oh, God. I'm gonna sit in the Velvet Room. When I come to, I'm surrounded by blue. I'm seated in the usual place in the usual room. Why did they summon me now? Actually, it's probably because of my situation that they summoned me. There's no need to be impatient. I already know that this place exists outside of time.
You seem surprisingly calm. Your third ordeal has arrived. Do you think you can overcome it?
No, because Igor doesn't have his voice in this part of the game. This is the best Velvet Room in your opinion? The limousine? I don't answer whether I can do it or not, isn't the question. I have to do it. Yeah, I think aesthetic-wise, I think I like the limousine. A jail and an elevator aren't that appealing. As if seeing my determination, Margaret gives a satisfied smile.
I see. Your mind is already made up. And that's a fitting answer for you.
Good, now fight me.
What is Sho trying to summon? How is he going to use the persona fragments?
Just I'm about to ask her to tell me if she knows. Margaret cuts me off.
All I can do is watch over your journey. What is happening in your town must be ascertained with your own eyes.
Honestly, I knew she'd say that. I can only shake my head and smile. Instead, I decide to ask something that's been bothering me all this time.
Is Marie all right?
Marie is fighting desperately right now. Calamities
I don't
in your
believe that
town
for a second.
directly affect her. Your actions will decide the girl's fate.
So you're saying if I lose, Marie dies? Just as I thought, she seemed so weak when I saw her because of the abnormalities in the town are affecting her. Looks like I've got one more thing to fight for.
One last thing. The young man who rejects everything and wishes to destroy the world? You hold the key to his salvation. Depending on what you choose, you may be able to awaken him as an official guest.
Oh. I can lay down the contract on him? Sho as a guest? What's that supposed to mean? Just as I'm about to ask, the scenery distorts and becomes hazy. Just Igor pops out of my chest and he holds out the contract to Sho and he's like, "You will sign this." When I come to again, I'm by myself, standing about halfway up the stairs to the top of the tower. Black screen? I thought we were already at the top of the tower. What is this? The long stairway finally comes to an end and I step into an area at the top of the tower. Strange patterns are inscribed into the floor and all around me are, at regular intervals, are these eerie pillars. This was carefully arranged, much different from the distorted places we've seen up to now. Up above, a large vortex glows ominously, swallowing the countless shadows gathered here. Directly underneath is a giant crystal of some kind. Whatever that shining emerald thing is, it's floating in midair. And there, right beside it, Sho and Adachi. I can't help but tense up, but on closer inspection, Adachi is on one knee, like he's kneeling before Sho. What's happening? Neither Sho nor Adachi has noticed me yet. I hide behind the pillars and slowly get close enough to make out their voices.
Bastard.
Oh, jeez.
Thinking, you know how important this thing is.
He...
Are you trying to ruin my plan?
Adachi, no. Important thing. Plan? That must mean the floating object over there is all the persona fragments they took from us. Sho was looking down on Adachi until all of a sudden he kicked up at his body. What in the world is going on?
What I said. I tried to destroy those persona fragments by striking when I saw the chance.
You worthless rat. I knew you weren't worth shit. But to think you were biding your time for this. Well...
Adachi, no. Did I hear that right? Adachi wasn't Sho's accomplice? He tried to catch Sho off guard to destroy the crystal. That Adachi was trying to prevent Sho's plan from the very beginning.
You asked me before. You said, don't you hate this world too?
Huh? That's right. Well, you were just trash I was gonna use from the start.
I like how they gave Adachi a new portrait just to make him look beat up.
Once everything was ready and I cut up the rest of them, I was gonna kill you slow.
Ooh.
I at least gave you the chance to have some fun, you piece of shit. I was gonna let your crap slide until I showed you the end of the world you never got to achieve. Why not? Right?
Don't think we're the same, you little brat.
Have you ever killed a man?
What? What was that?
You think the whole world hates you just because someone didn't treat you right. You're nothing but a little kid throwing a tantrum. You know, I seriously hate this world. Don't put me in the same shoes as a half-assed brat like you.
Tell him, Adachi.
You're so finished, you bastard. I'll kill you just like you want.
Sure, I'm lame. Whatever. But you don't know yet, do you? Those guys don't play around. You better be prepared.
He got so much louder.
Die, you piece of shit.
No, don't do it. Sho grabs Adachi by his collar and points a sword at the detective. I bided my time long enough. I was hoping for a better opening, but I rush it now.
Stop it, Sho!
Stop right there, crib little scum. Sho glares at me while breathing heavily. There's nothing but hate in his stare.
Oh, you're early. Way to ruin the moment.
I was going to die first. Is Adachi safe? I glance to check on him and feel a slight bit of relief. He's hurt badly from the beating he took at the hands of the agitated Sho, but it doesn't seem to be life-threatening.
Just to be clear, I didn't do it for you guys. I just wanted to set things right for myself. I know, you're not that type of person.
Adachi came here to honor his promise in his own way. Finding that out was more than enough for me. The load on my chest that's been there all this time is gone, and I actually feel good now.
You're such a know-it-all. It's not very attractive.
With that typical bit of sarcasm, Adachi falls unconscious. That's when Sho suddenly barks a strange laugh.
What's so funny?
Your face.
What are you guys getting all desperate for? It's disgusting. It makes me sick. I hate it when people get all goody-goody.
Why'd you put a red font over my
I'll
screen?
Destroy everything! Everything! I'll destroy every...
Well, he's dead. It happened all of a sudden. Like a machine blowing a fuse. Sho's enraged rant stops and he falls silent. His body goes limp like a marionette whose strings have been cut. But eventually, it spasms and stands eerily straight.
He's getting too worked up. That's a bad habit of his.
You must be the other one, Minazuki.
No, it's Minazuki.
I didn't think
so
you
says
would
the
put
announcer
this
of the
much
game.
a fight. Perhaps I should have killed you back then after all.
Minazuki, you said then that you did all this to grant Sho's wish. But this isn't the way to save him.
And I said that's your perspective on the matter. All I'm here for is to grant this boy's wish.
That's your opinion, and your opinion's wrong, so therefore mine is right.
Do you still not get it? That's not Sho's wish.
The rules of the world.
Are you delusional? I know the boy. I know of his hatred and his suffering. His father, Shuji Yakutsuki, abandoned this boy. He used the child for his own desires and then discarded him when he was as good as dead.
Yeah, but Akutsuki was a prick.
Shuji Yakutsuki. This is the world that abandoned him. That's why this boy came to detest everything about this world and wished for it all to disappear.
No, Sho just doesn't know yet. What he's been through isn't all there is to the world. It's not too late.
Silence.
I don't know, I think it's too late. What, is he already a teenager?
I am a shard of one who brings about death.
Gasp.
If this boy wishes for the death of all, then I will use my true nature to destroy this world.
That's not it. I can tell Sho's hatred doesn't run deep. Maybe he did wish for everything in this world to just disappear. But that's not what he truly wants deep down. Sho adores the bond between people and yearns for that himself, but because he can't have it, and the world doesn't accept him, he's had to live with such a dark emotion, he has no idea how to deal with it. He just doesn't know how to express himself. Minazuki was born from the plume of dusk, so he's just responding to Sho's darker desires. He's fixating on granting Sho's wish to destroy the world, but that's not what Sho really
For
needs.
Sho's sake, too. I will defeat you.
Very well. Come and fight.
Alright. I'm gonna have to try really hard for this fight. I'm gonna have to try harder than I've ever tried before in this game.
Let's end this.
Oh, God, so much sweat. Oh. You guys see that?
It's over!
They really should have not let you do this. Sho, don't you know we've had a whole game to get strong? What did you have? You had half a game? Not even? The strike with all my strength behind it hits Minazuki, and he hunches over. I take my sword back in hand and swing it with all the power I can bring to bear. Minazuki's knees buckle and he falls to the ground, or so it seems.
What?
Minazuki won't fall. He supports his trembling legs with his own arms and keeps glaring at me as he tries to ready his sword again.
I'm not done yet. Minazuki, why are you trying to grant Sho's wish?
A foolish question. I awakened within this boy. It's only natural for me to grant his desires.
Though he'd kept a cool head thus far, Minazuki barks his response at me. He keeps trying to stand despite his injuries, and all I see is the strong will of someone determined to protect what's important to him. Minazuki, you still don't understand. You're just like us.
Minazuki, you are strong. You don't realize it either. Your strength.
Oh. It's founded on the strength of your bonds. It was founded on your burden of solitude.
It's founded on the strength of your bonds. I don't know exactly what you are. Since you were born from a plume of dusk, maybe you really are a shard of one who brings about death. But no matter how you hurt, or how badly you're about to fall, the power that lets you stand up for someone else, that comes from bonds.
I like how they gave him one little drop of sweat.
Impossible. I am this boy's. No one lives alone. You protected Sho and supported him all this time. You should know that by now.
That's right. No one can live by severing ties with other people. If Sho doesn't know how to do this because of the life he's led, then we just have to show him. I'm sure even Mitsuru and the other Shadow Operatives will accept Sho, just like they did with Labras. It's such a simple thing that even a fake Aegis figured it out, so there's no way that you can't see this, right, Minazuki?
I see.
What's with this sappy drama?
Why? Why are you here?
You're...
Aha! You must be Sho-chan's Minazuki-kun. You're disqualified from the P-1 Climax. Time for you to make your exit!
Excuse me?
Kagutsuchi, you bastard.
Kagutsuchi?
Did you think I didn't know? Of course I did! I knew from the very beginning about your idea to use the power left inside Adachi baby to suppress me!
So you deduced even that?
Oh, and...
Oh. The General Teddy before us. No, this thing that Minazuki called Kagutsuchi gives me a look that makes some unexplainable fear rise in the pity of my stomach.
You, Narukami! You defeated this fool, so you're the champion of the P-1 Climax! Congratulations! Your prize is your execution.
Hey man, I have a right to decline. Oh, he did. It happened all in the blink of an eye. Minazuki, who should have been behind me, disappeared, and in the next instant he was closing in on General Teddy. And then, the blade he was holding was run through General Teddy's body.
Ow. What do you think you're doing?
What do you intend to do with this boy, Kagutsuchi?
What am I going to do? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to kill him. I'll grant that brat you're so fond of what he wants. A world of solitude, but I'll be the only one there. It will be a world all for myself, where only I exist.
Oh. They really did just say, what do we do for Persona 4 Arena? Let's just make Teddy the bad guy. Well, a fake Teddy, but you know. General Teddy's mannerisms change, and he effortlessly hoists up Minazuki, who just pierced him with his blade. This ominous, hate-drenched voice sounds like it's coming from the depths of hell. What in the world is this thing?
This body had reached its limit anyway. It's only a fake made with shadows, after all. It was never meant to support itself for long. Fortunately, a horde of shadows to create a vessel, and persona fragments to control it have been gathered.
What?
Poor Sho.
Well done, my puppet. It is thanks to you that everything came together so splendidly. All that's left is to fuse that brat with the shadows as a base, and then devour the persona fragments to inhabit my new corporeal form.
My corporeal form.
You, Narukami. I was born when this town was enshrouded in fog.
Ah.
Quite the connection with all of you.
And that's why he looks like Teddy.
I pay no heed to others. I am the collective will of those who abandon all connections and strive to live only for themselves.
So, you're just a knockoff enemy of Persona 3.
I will incinerate everything. I will murder, trample, and cast you humans down
I
into the
will
depths
rob.
of despair.
What are you gonna rob?
My name is Hino Kagutsuchi, one who kills all who live in this world.
What called itself Hino Kagutsuchi laughs, and then the scarlet fog. Or then a scarlet fog incomparably thicker than before pours out of the General Teddy's body. The fog enters the helpless Minazuki through his eyes, ears, mouth, and wounds he sustained during the battle.
Bastard.
He just let out a fat fart.
Sho!
As it tried to rush over General Teddy's body, which is now an empty husk, turns into a black chunk of shadow. It starts to bubble as it disintegrates. At the same time, what used to be Minazuki turns its evil red gaze towards me.
How I love to hear that cry, you Narukami. What do you think? I had lent this brat my power, but my full presence is a bit different.
You're Kagutsuchi!
It has immense power, far beyond what Sho used when I faced him. My entire body is being crushed against my will, and my joints scream out in pain. Even my lungs are compressed, preventing me from breathing normally.
Don't worry. I won't let you die so quickly. You will live to witness my advent, and will be the first sacrifice to my power.
Can I just see Nick?
I won't let you do this!
Kinda all I wanted.
Your nerve astounds me, but I wouldn't be so sure. Your allies are about to be overwhelmed by the flood of shadows. You all fought so long within this red fog, just as I planned.
All
You are
according to my
exhausted to
grand
the very
scheme.
souls. You have no hope of defeating me now. My first puppet was quite useful for that purpose. I had directed it at you with the aim of harvesting your personas, but...
You mean Labrys?
Ah, is that what you call it?
Had I taken your shadows for my own, their own wills would have made them less obedient than I required. I learned that in the previous battles. Thus did I prepare this fog and my new scheme to carve away at your personas.
Ah, big brain.
Personas are the suppressed strength of heart. Nothing is better suited to suppress the will of shadows than that.
So that's why!
But Kagutsuchi, we're not the only Persona users. You forgot Persona 1 and 2. Uh-oh, don't be a loud cutscene. It's a loud cutscene.
Now is the time for despair. This new form that you have given me. Behold it!
It's actually not that long. It's T-posing. look kind of cool. The giant shadow that shows itself through the severe quaking and gusts of wind slowly approaches, all while spewing out fluids that look like red, stagnant blood. This is the vessel we ended up giving Hino Kagetsuchi, a giant form made from the fusion of countless shadows. A real monster. This is the body it was gathering shadows to put together, but...
Everyone, lend me your strength.
I will defeat this monster and return to you all. Oh, I have to fight this thing? Excuse me? Wait a minute. Wait, this is actually kind of cool. Oh, my leg. Texture error? Oh, this guy doesn't exist. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh. Oh, I love the PC version. The PC version of this game is so great. Oh, I just lose. Okay, so there's a win condition. Actually, okay, I think everything's fine. Oh, my leg! My leg! Oh, I got it.
Impossible! What power is this? How can one human's power alone be enough to best me?
So I'm guessing there was supposed to be an actual, like, model there. There was, like, nothing there.
Hino Kagetsuchi. That's what holds you back. The power I wield. The power we wield. It will never succumb to someone like you!
Silence, pest! I will not lose! I am stronger than anything!
Bro. Hino Kagetsuchi's giant arm swings up high into the sky. This isn't good. If this place takes a direct hit from that enormous thing, never mind sweeping me off my feet, it could destroy this entire tower with all that quaking.
Persona!
Adachi! My brother. Faster than I can call my persona, the other Izanagi flies towards Kagetsuchi from behind, slashing at its giant arm and knocking it back.
Adachi-san? What are you doing? I set everything up perfect for you, and you still didn't finish it off before I woke up.
The way he scratches his head and rolls his eyes, without a doubt, that's the Adachi I know. Did he save me? Up until now, he's just dropped hints for us here and there, never doing anything to help us out directly. Seeing me surprised at this small change, noticeably only to those who know him, Adachi furrows his brow. He's displeased, in an ever so slightly embarrassed way.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? I don't have time to waste either. So let's hurry up and put it into this!
Ah, the perfect duo.
Right.
I can feel it. The two Izanagis respond to each other and melt into one. I've never felt this fusion of conflicting powers before. They eventually coalesce into a sword, which launches itself towards Hino Kagetsuchi's enormous roaring form.
Izanagi! Nagatsu Izanagi!
I wish I would have got the fight as Adachi. Such a cool image. The giant sword formed with a torrent of power pierces Hino Kagetsuchi and disperses into body into fragments.
Hino Kagetsuchi! It's over!
Ugh. Oh, this one's loud.
Impossible! How could I fall to this trickery of bonds?
Look, guys, it's the moon. The real one. The real moon. After Hino Kagetsuchi's body crumbles away and the red fog disappears, little by little from our sight, and the area is covered in silence, the night sky turns back into its usual color with a beautiful moon shining in the sky.
My sincere congratulations on winning the P-1 Grand Prix.
And then you're here. The sudden voice surprises me and I turn around. Standing right there is a woman in deep azure-colored clothes. Adachi's nowhere to be seen.
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
Though what you just defeated now was different in form, it appeared to be another embodiment of man's consciousness that wishes for death. And suffice to say, I had my own reason to
Yeah, so scuffed nicks. We've been over this.
Your own reason, huh?
That is correct.
I don't really get it, but she probably means that she came to witness Hino Kagetsuchi's end. It's fine, since it's over now, but couldn't she have at least helped out a bit? Not that I'd say anything like that to her face. I've heard before that Elizabeth has her own wish, that trying to grant it was why she left the room. Maybe she's cooperating with us in her own way.
By the by, this tower will disappear momentarily.
You will die if you don't leave. That's right, I completely forgot about that. This tower is a transient thing that appeared in the red fog, and so now that the fog's gone, this place will go back to its usual self. Yasogami High.
Can I ask a favor, Elizabeth?
Can you carry me?
A favor? Depending on what you ask, I'll have to demand payment.
I'm not sure about that. But can you please send all my friends in this tower somewhere safe?
Haha. If that is all you ask, it's as easy to grant as having an orange at a kotatsu.
You've actually used a kotatsu?
No, it was merely a figure of speech. I've never so much as seen a kotatsu. Very well then, I will
Thank you,
transport
Elizabeth.
your friends to somewhere safe as you wish. Oh,
It's like having instant transmission in Dragon
where
Ball.
would this somewhere safe be? Ah, yes, the perfect place has occurred to me. I shall
Juness!
send you all there.
No, I wish she wouldn't decide things like that on her own. It'd be nice if she'd just tell me where she's going to send us. But before I can ask her, she raises a hand and my vision fills with such brightness that I forget to argue. Wait, where is she sending us?
Well then, you. Hasta la vista, baby. Until the day we meet again.
Just
Farewell.
sends us into space in front of the Persona 3 protagonist. You'll forever be safe here, my Persona users. Investigation complete. How much more is left? The light slowly dims and my vision returns. We're in the TV world. I am indeed standing in a safe place, the studio in the TV world. It's a relief to look around and see everyone else here too. They all look confused as to what happened, but when I approach them, they break into a smile and congratulate me on the victory. You know, seeing everyone in one place like this, we've got quite the crowd together.
Well done, Narukami. I'm sorry for the trouble we caused.
We put so much trouble into making this backdrop that we needed to use it again.
No, we owe you too. Thank you for stopping the shadows.
Akihiko comes up from behind me and nudges my shoulder. When I look towards him, he smirks in that dauntless way.
Wish I could have gone to the top myself. but I'll let you take the glory this time.
Shut up, Akihiko.
Thank you, Akihiko-san.
I hear a fuss, then look towards the exit from this world at the center of the studio. Everyone is gathered around the stacked up TVs, wondering what this is all about. We head over.
My guy keeps saying this is my world. You have to go through this TV to get out to your world, Junpei.
What? We go through a TV to get out of the TV? Come on, Blue Daruma, quit kidding around.
It's for real. But, now that you mention it, that is kind of weird, isn't it? Going into a TV leads you out of the TV?
Jeez, what are you making it all complicated for? It's fine. The TVs are connected. These things only get confusing because you overthink them.
I don't believe this. Look, you just gotta show him.
Kanji, stop talking. It seems Teddy and the others are trying to explain about the TV world to the shadow operatives we just met today. Yukari and Ken seem to somewhat understand, but Junpei just isn't getting it, and Teddy and Yosuke are having a hard time explaining it to him. And again, Junpei might be too distracted with the shock of seeing Kanji sticking his head into the TV right next to him.
Dude, what are you doing? Whoa, crap!
Kanji quickly pulls out of the TV and stumbles backwards. Unfortunately, right behind him were Teddy and Junpei watching a little too closely. No! The back of Kanji's head hits Teddy's face, and the back of Teddy's head directly hits Junpei's face. The force of the hit causes Junpei to go rolling all the way to the edge of the studio. I wonder if he's okay.
Stupid Kanji, that hurt! Don't you know the saying, a head in motion tends to stay in motion?
Shut up, it's your fault for rubbernecking. When I stuck my head out, I saw a security guard making the rounds. Huh?
Junpei, why are you sleeping on the floor? And just when we were trying to explain things to you.
Teddy, that's not right. If I had to pick sides, I'd say Junpei was clearly the victim right now.
Hey, wait a sec. Kanji-kun, did you just say there was a guard out there?
Huh? Yeah. So?
Then the town's back to normal. The people who disappeared must be safe now, right?
Ooh, that's right! Good job,
Whoa.
Junpei, you did great!
I'm not sure what I had to do with it.
All right, it finally feels like we won! We saved the town our very own selves.
And we didn't get to play as Junpei. Well, the Persona 3 segment's next. Cheer erupts from all my friends on the investigation team at once. Seeing us in high spirits, the shadow operatives also come forward and join us as we all congratulate each other on the brave fight. I'm so glad I was able to protect my friends. I sense someone looking at me, and when I turn around, I see a figure watching us from the distance. That red hair, the uniform jacket tied around his waist, the sword in each hand, that's
Sho.
Everyone turns around at this and tenses up, but Sho doesn't say anything. He just points the tip of his blade he's holding at me. He must mean that he'll come challenge me to a fight against something.
Come at us however many times you want, but next time we'll fight one-on-one, fair and square.
For a brief instant, it looks like as if Sho's mouth forms a smile. Doesn't last long, though, because he turns to run and quickly disappears. Was I seeing things? No, I doubt it.
Boy. So he survived.
Yes.
Sho, you gotta go into the TV. You can't just leave.
He is a serious criminal who tried to destroy the world. We cannot leave him be.
I understand.
But I won't be so stubborn this time. I ask that you all cooperate with us in capturing Minazuki.
I'm honestly surprised at this. After the P-1 Grand Prix came to a close, Mitsuru clearly told us not to get involved any further, and rejected all our offers to help. I understand that she did it so as not to drag us into anything dangerous, but we decided to save Sho. Mitsuru must have come to understand our feelings and included us in the search for him. Sho's never had a chance to interact with people. He has no idea how. So we'll fight with him as many times as it takes, explaining our true feelings to him each time. We'll do it over and over until it sinks in what it means to get involved with people. As long as Sho keeps trying for us, I'll answer with him with all my strength. So in a way, my answer is already decided.
Of course.
With that, the members of the investigation team who have seemed to have been listening chime in from behind.
Leave it to me. My persona's gotten real strong. I'll find that show in no time so Senpai can breathe easier.
That reminds me, that dude was wearing our uniform. I guess we should start by beating the crap out of everyone at school?
Yeah, you know, nothing like a bunch of child violence.
No violence yet, Kanji-kun. An investigation must be carried out based on thorough examination and confirmed evidence.
Was he wearing our uniform?
He wasn't. That wasn't your uniform.
I remember Minnie's smell, too.
Minis?
He can run, but he can't hide from Teddy's nose.
Dude, will you stop giving everyone and everything those weird nicknames?
Does your nose even work anymore? You've been sneezing this whole time.
No, I haven't. That was because of the red fog. It was filled with a terrible curse,
And now I'll die.
Curses don't exist. Although given what Kagutsuchi was after, I suppose it did have an effect of that sort in truth.
Why are we so scatterbrained? Can't you guys stay on one topic for 10 seconds?
Oh, sheesh.
Sheesh. Good. It's like always. I can't help but smile and join in with everyone. I'm not alone, even if it turns out I have to fight Sho again. My friends and I will handle it. We're the investigation team, after all. Oh. When we return from the TV world, an utterly mundane world is waiting for us. As we stand around in quiet dawn at Junes before it opens, Yosuke looks around at the eyebrow-raising outfits of the shadow operatives. I think I'll not tell anyone about him sighing. Thank goodness we came out at this hour. Then again, I'm at a loss for what to do when we go to Yasogami High, closed for the holiday, to see Mitsuru off, and a pitch-black military helicopter lands on the ground. After seeing them all off, we return to the empty pre-dawn food court and take our usual seats.
Sitting here makes it feel like I'm really back.
Indeed. It seems that for now, the case is closed.
Man, that guy sure gave us some grief. Wasn't the world on the brink of ending?
Mm-hmm. Although, I felt a bit sorry for him.
And I saved the world on my own.
Huh? For who?
You can't even figure that out? She's talking about how Sho probably didn't want to turn out that way.
Yeah, he's a really clumsy kid. I keep thinking about how similar I was, you know?
According to Mitsuru-san, ever since Ikutsuki abandoned Sho, he was left for dead in the hospital's care. I surmise that is where he learned of Ikutsuki's death, and later heard this plan's proposal for Minazuki.
That reminds me. That thing that showed up at the end. Hino Kagutsuchi, right? What was that thing really?
Yeah. It said it was born when this town was enshrouded in fog.
Back when
That's not
Izanami
all.
was around.
It was all over my fuzzy head, but what was that collective will of so-and-so part about?
I guess it was formed from the hearts of people who only think about themselves, never caring what happens to others.
Yeah. When the fog covered this town last time, the hearts of people who only cared about their own safety gathered and formed that Hino Kagutsuchi.
That's a sad way to be. I wonder why some people think like that.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it except to do our best.
You know, some people are just
By the way,
lonely,
partner.
Chie.
Yeah?
Not everyone has a good life. Like,
Did you see Adachi up there? What happened to him in the end?
No way! Adachi-san?
That bastard was here?
oh yeah, I hadn't told everyone yet. By the time I turned around after defeating Hino Kagutsuchi, Adachi was already nowhere to be seen, but
Don't worry about him. He'll obey the rules.
no one asks any more questions after that. None of us say as much, but there's a strange kind of trust we have about Adachi, who told us that he'd obey the rules of this world. And in this case, at least Adachi was true to his word.
All right then, let's go home. But man, some long holiday this turned out to be.
Seriously, Yukun came to visit and we didn't get to talk at all.
Oh well. But now that it's all over, I think I had fun.
Yuki-chan, have you turned to violence?
Why does Teddy keep squealing in this game?
Thinking back on it, I did see some dangerously scary faces from you.
Teddy, would you like to see me angry?
That's exactly what I'm talking about!
I somewhat understand what Yukiko-senpai means. Despite the lost time, we've gathered as a group again. I'm glad for that much.
We all silently nod in agreement to this. Once today's over, we'll return to our normal lives and walk our own paths. Even then, someday, no matter when it may be.
Yosuke-senpai, I'm hungry. Can we go grab a bite yet?
Oh, meat sounds great right now. Yosuke will treat, of course.
I'm not treating anyone. The store's not even open. Stop trying to make me treat you guys every time.
But Yosuke, you're rich. You have the money.
Things really haven't changed at all.
Don't look at me.
Senpai, look!
Look at what? The sky? I see it every day. I look to where Rize is pointing and see the sun starting to rise from beyond the town. Those thick thunderclouds that had covered Inaba yesterday seem to have disappeared, along with the fog.
Let's go, everyone.
It's going to be some nice weather in Inaba today. To be continued. No. Epilogue. And like that, the long holiday is almost over. We're on our way to the station. I said I didn't need anyone to see me off, but since I didn't get much time to relax, deep down I was happy to spend even a little more time with everyone. And we get closer to the station. A familiar figure comes walking up from ahead. As we're about to pass each other, she speaks to me. Ugh. Ah.
Thanks for your hard work.
Yeah, same to you.
It's not like I really did anything.
Yeah, you
I
didn't.
was getting my butt handed to me and you weren't around. Like, that was fun.
You were keeping Dojima-san and everyone else safe, weren't you? That was a huge help.
Stupid no-tact love machine. You're being too honest with me.
Stupid. Marie blushes, somewhat embarrassed, but she was protecting this town from the worst of Hino Kagetsuchi's effects. That must have been extremely hard on me.
Hey, this town, do you like it?
Huh? Yeah, I love it.
Go home already. Get out of here and come back soon, jerk.
That was an even bigger outburst than usual. I wanted to express my thanks to her more, but, well, seeing her in a good spirit again relieves me. I'm sure she'll continue to watch over everyone in this town. As I watch her run off, I hurry and catch up my friends who've gone on ahead. When we reach the platform, Dojima, who is already here, hands me my belongings.
Thanks for bringing my things all the way here.
Don't worry about it. Man, you seem pretty busy. So, if you're headed back, does that mean things are settled?
Yeah.
There's a hint of reproach in Dojima's eyes. A detective's intuition is an impressive thing. I can tell he trusts me since he's stopping short of grilling me for details. I just wish he'd stop that drill-like stare.
Yes. Take some more time off the next time you come. She seemed pretty lonely.
Oh yeah, didn't even get to hang out with Nanako. Nanako looks away sadly as Dojima pushes her forward. She's pouting a little. Nanako, I feel bad that I couldn't spend more time with her.
Oh, Yukon, it's almost time.
Well then, time to disband the investigation team for real this time.
I feel a little down when you actually come out and say it like that.
Yes, but disbanding means that the case has been solved. We should take pride in that.
We're disbanding the investigation team and we're joining the Shadow Operatives.
Investigation team?
Oh crap! Chihei's dog went missing. So...
Huh? Really? If you had told me, I would have rushed to help in a jiffy.
Why are you falling for that? Just stay quiet.
That's not fair. I wanted to help too.
I'm sorry, Nanako. I'll be back in the summer.
Really?
Whoa, for reals? You're gonna stay the whole summer, right?
Oh,
Sure.
Yay! That's more than a month. We could do anything then.
Well, unless, we run into another murder case that then takes over a month and...
Let's see, the summer festival? Going swimming in the ocean? Ooh, and the fireworks show.
Somehow, we've gotten sidetracked to the subject of me staying here for a whole summer vacation. Actually, I hadn't decided myself how long I'll be here. In spite of myself, I glanced towards Dojima.
We wouldn't mind at all. Nanako would love to have you around.
The train will be arriving shortly. Please step behind the white lines for your safety.
Big bro!
As I lift my luggage, Nanako rushes over to hug me. She was pouting before, but it looks like her sadness has reached its limits.
I don't want you to leave. I want to play with you too.
Oh, shut up, Nanako. We'll be back.
Nanako.
You really didn't get to spend much time with her.
Oh, God. They're guilting him.
I'll play with you.
I know. Nanako-chan, come over to my place. We have a dog.
No, you don't. It ran away.
No, I want Big Bro.
Nanako, if you keep saying such selfish things, I'll tell you a scary story before bed.
Ooh, Dojima's throwing threats. Nanako freezes for a moment with a sudden jolt before reluctantly letting me go. Dojima, I'm not sure that was a good way to keep her in line. Dojima's throwing down the gauntlet.
I'll have more time over the summer vacation, Nanako. We can play more then.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know Nanako-chan doesn't like scary stories.
Yeah. If she sees a scary story on TV before bed, she can't go to the bathroom by herself. I'm the one who gets woken up in the middle of the night.
Dad!
Sorry.
Jeez, we're through, Dad.
Nanako just broke up with her dad. Nanako, tired of being teased so much, rushes into the train, even though the departure bell is already ringing. That was not good timing.
Nanako!
I chase after Nanako and rush into the train just as the door closes behind me. Dojima and my friends are left behind on the platform with dumbfounded expressions. As the scenery begins to slowly move, they all start chasing after the train. Nanako. Nanako looks back and forth between me and the others outside and seems a bit panicked. I grin and then look around inside the train for a seat where we can both sit down until the next station. Alright, well, Nanako, you're visiting the city. Hope you have fun. Kanji's room?
Broken? Eaten?
Boneless.
Why the hell does it keep changing like that? Break? What is it, a car? I don't even have any brothers named Ken!
Oh my! Are you studying English? It must be a cold day
I
in
don't
hell.
even have any brothers named Ken.
You old hag! I'm trying to study here, so quit making fun of me!
My. He's embarrassed.
My mom looks so happy. I ain't doing this because I want to. I ignore and turn back to the study aid thing.
Oh, that's right. There's something I wanted to ask you.
Well, what is it? Quit bothering me. I just hurry up and ask already.
Well, our dyes seem to be running out much faster lately. Do you know anything about that?
I get all flustered at her sudden question.
How should I know? Maybe we had a burglar or something.
Oh my. A burglar who only steals dyes?
Hey man, dyes can be kind of expensive.
Like I said, how should I know? You're probably just imagining it anyway.
Is that so? How odd.
Man, she's weirdly sharp about this stuff. I can't let her figure it out yet. She can't know that I'm, like, thinking about the family business and all. My senpai are third years now, so it's only natural that they'll talk now and then about our plans for the future. And to begin giving it some thought to myself, so I decided to start training in secret about stuff like dying. Huh? What's the studying for? That's part of my plan too.
Oh, I just remembered. That navy blue handkerchief I washed yesterday had an odd unevenness to its coloring.
What? Like how? That handkerchief was my best work lately, and...
Wait, the one I washed was a white handkerchief. Ah, the
Dang, she just played you.
I keep misremembering things.
You old hag!
Ma leaves chuckling all the while. That old hag, she knew. Feeling embarrassed about my secret training getting found out, I take a break from studying and pick up one of the dyed goods out in the store.
The color just isn't the same.
Are they gonna like go over everyone before they make their change to the end of Persona Golden? I compare it to the fabric I dyed for my mascot plushie. I didn't notice until I actually worked with dyes on my own, but Ma's dye goods are something else. How does she get the dyes to do that? I catch myself sighing and shake the cobwebs out of my head. Yu's gonna be back to the city, or Yu's gone back to the city, and my other senpai are probably leaving town next year too. According to their post-grade plans, Rize and Naoto too, even now. They're away from Inaba more than they're here. To be honest, it's sad to see us all go our separate ways, but the funny thing is, I don't feel as nervous about it as I did. Maybe it's because I found a goal I can be proud of. That goal is to become a pro craftsman, spreading my dyed goods across the world. I do that, and my friends who leave Inaba won't be lonely, no matter where in the world they end up. First, I gotta get better at dyeing. And I need to learn to speak English, too. With new resolve, I look up at the Tatsumi Textiles shop curtain. Seeing those vibrant, perfectly colored, or dyed colors, I can't help but feel a wicked laugh rising up in me. That's a laugh?
I ain't giving up, goddammit!
Yeah, I think that's where this is going. They're gonna show like what leads into them with their time skip looks. As I'm picking up the empty plates from the parlor, which is as lively as usual, a guest beckons me over.
Whoa, you're a high school girl and a manager? That's awesome. Hey, could you wash my back later?
Sir, please don't joke like that.
Well, I might consider it if you held a party here every day for the next year.
Really? I'll take you up on that.
Yukiko, stop.
Thank you for your patronage. Of course, I must ask that you pay for everything up front.
Huh?
Here you go, have my life. While the guest is stunned, I exit the parlor. Even people like him are important guests, so it would be easy to lash out. But I've started to learn lately that there are other ways to deal with them. Yukiko, back in the kitchen.
Okay? Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
Don't worry. I'll make sure to lean on you and the others if I'm ever feeling stressed. Please help me out if that happens.
Really? You've gotten so dependable all of a sudden.
I can't help but smile a little at the waitress's delight. The reason I'm able to try my best like this isn't because of my strength alone. It's more that I want to keep pushing myself further because I have people who depend on me. And I think it's because of that case that I'm thinking this way now. I've made my decision to take over the inn, and everyone is cheering me on. To live up to their expectations, I need to train hard, so I won't be a disgrace at the inn's manager. Even when it comes to cooking, I don't have to be as good as the chefs, I just need to be able to make some simple appetizers by myself. As I move to the corner of the kitchen I was borrowing, I check the contents of the pot. Yukiko.
It's missing a bit of tartness. Maybe I should use yogurt.
Why did I do the social link for you? If you didn't learn.
Huh? It burned? That's odd. I was sure this was how the chefs did it.
Yuki-chan? I smell something burning. Are you okay?
Yukiko, you've ruined the pot.
I'm okay. For now.
You're improving as a manager, but I think your progress as a cook is still bumpy.
I can't help but sigh at the waitress' gentle rejection as I stare at the burned pot. Maybe I should get more people to help taste my food. Yeah, I'm not alone, so I'm sure my friends will be eager to help me out. Who's next? Chie.
Huh. I'm gonna leave math for later. I gotta start with general ed questions first.
I don't even have a brother named Ken. What? I waved the white flag at the incomprehensible row of numbers and open up a different book. Sheesh, this one's pretty thick too.
What is this? Some kind of old manuscript? Oh, I'm in great shape at least. How come there aren't any practical skills in the primary exam?
Wow, Chie, it's as if you're trying to enter a career choice that involves being a part of like high society. I give up the endless list of formal sentences and plop onto my bed. The comfortable feeling of my pillow slowly lures me to sleep.
So sleepy.
It's no use. I know when I'm beat, the sample questions for the police employment exam are too
I
tough.
bet Master would totally ace the written exams too.
No, he wouldn't.
I mean, he'd make it to the top easy.
I remember declaring to Akihiko my dream to be a police officer when I go to see him again during the incident the other day. Why a police officer? It's simple, really. So I can protect everyone I care about. Things like my family and friends in this town itself, where I have so many good memories of growing up. Yu's gone back far away to the city, and since Yosuke's decided to go to college, he'll even leave Inaba too. Rize and Naoto will probably have to do a lot of traveling in their work, and even Yukiko said she might go do some innkeeping training elsewhere. Kanji's supposedly up in the mountains in search of dyes and cooking wood. I think. Wait, that part about the cooking wood seems off. But even if we end up separated, it won't change the fact that we can always come back here to Inaba. That's why I'll protect this town. That I think is the real strength everyone gave me.
Alright, I'm gonna become a police officer. No doubt about it. If Master's at the top, I'll work my way up to his level.
Why is it? I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like it's always like the female characters who are always like, I want to be a cop. And that's why I can't be bummed out, just because I'm stumbling a bit over subjects I'm not so good at. I lightly slap both my cheeks to wake myself up and get a second win. Then I jump out of bed and head back to my desk once more. The sample questions are a tough enemy right now, but the stronger the enemy, the more true fighter welcomes the challenge. Once I become a police officer, I'll bust up bad guys at crime scenes one after another.
I need to be on the streets, not behind a TV.
Akihiko, a government official with the police, will be my strict but kind boss. Oh, and I bet if a case comes up, our ace detective Naoto will help us out in the investigation. You and the others will be amazed at how I take care of business. It's like embarrassing to think about that, though. And she's asleep.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
Why don't you just go work for the Shadow Operatives? Naoto? Sometime after the Golden Week incident, I was in the drawing room for a certain dummy company in Okina City. To the public, it's merely a small publishing company, but in truth, it's been rented out by public safety to serve as a base of operations for administrative police activities carried out in secret. Though at times I cooperated with them on investigations, I am still an ordinary high school student. Since I'm only an outsider from the police's perspective, it would cause too much of a stir for me to come in contact with public safety at regular police stations. This, in other words, is one of the few places I can be at ease. I've come here a number of times after that case, and grown acquainted with some of the part-time employees. Given my position, it may be dangerous to get too close to public safety, but the relationship is extremely useful as a source of information. The fact that it's a pipeline I established myself undoubtedly gave me greater confidence as well. I'm kind of upset this guy wasn't, like, evil. Upon hearing the details of the case, the man from public safety is lost in thought for some time, but then he tells me, with some chagrin, that the secret inquiry into the Kirijo group is concluded.
What do you mean?
You probably believe that this investigation is about the potential dangers of the Kirijo group. But that's not the truth. It was ordered by top public safety officials who aren't keen on Mitsuru Kirijo's influence. They're trying to find fault with her to rein her in.
Then, were these top officials dissatisfied with my report?
Oh, your report was detailed and accurate. But that was too fair for their liking.
Are you asking me to report a distortion of the truth?
Don't glare like that. The officials used Kirijo's disappearance this time to order an investigation on the Shadow Operatives' facility.
Yes, I know about that. I'd heard from my friends.
My friends? That I totally have.
These investigation results aren't what those at the top hoped for. If this continues, they may abandon rational judgment in their desperation.
In other words, you think they would begin to suspect me as taking sides with Kirijo?
Yes, but that's not what we hope to see happen. In all honesty, enabling their power struggle has no upside for our organization at all. We are very satisfied with your work. That's why it would be less than ideal if you lost favor with the top officials and became unhireable.
I understand. Though they're all part of public safety, you're saying the top officials and the on-site investigators have different views.
Yeah, Naoto hasn't really, like, been all that entertaining. She's just kind of been, like, the information figure. She is the one who gathers everything and pieces it together.
That's the nature of the beast. You have my permission to continue visiting this place from now on. So, I ask that you play along this once.
Permission to continue? So, you leave a thread for me to follow while telling me not to get too involved. A bit self-serving, wouldn't you say?
Poor Naoto. Yeah, she's literally there just to, like, point out stuff.
A harsh assessment.
How are they gonna do Naoto dirty like that?
The outer veneer matter in
I need
society.
Naoto justice.
That's how it is.
She's also like the last party member in the last game, so she doesn't get to be around as much as the other characters.
I was only joking. I thank you for your generous consideration.
I give a bow and leave the room. When I step outside the building, I see a clear blue sky spreading overhead. I take a seat on a bench that catches my eye. The afternoon sunlight, just now beginning to heat up, shines down on me. It's been a while since I've had time such as this, with nothing pressing on to occupy. This case forced me to think about several things. First, shadow-related incidents are not limited to the Midnight Channel. Second, the Shadow Operatives, the only organization that can counter those threats, are in a politically unstable position. Finally, there may be more powerful remnants of Ergo research like Sho somewhere.
This bears further investigation.
Since I'm both a detective and a persona user, there should be truths that only I can unearth from the unique position. The scope of this investigation will be vast, and I may no longer be able to remain in Inaba. But no matter what kind of physical distance I put myself and my friends, and the friends I made here, our hearts will never be apart. Having made my resolution, all I must do is make the first move in my investigation.
It seems I'm about to be very busy.
Alright, who's next? Is it Yosuke?
Alright,
oh, it
that
is
must be
Yosuke.
the place.
The heck is this? Where is this man? A few days after the incident during Golden Week, after coming to Okina City. You're in Okina? I find what I'm looking for, and start walking towards it. What am I looking for, you ask? The sign for a cram school. See, I've decided to go on to college after graduating from high school. I know I'm off to kind of a late start, but that's my fault for ignoring my guidance counseling results.
Thanks to this case, I feel like I'm finally prepared to face my future. It's like I finally made a breakthrough.
A breakthrough?
When I was chatting with you while reflecting on the case, he gave me this puzzled expression when I started talking about this stuff. I told him vaguely about how I couldn't muster up an interest in futures since we'd all been going our separate ways because I'm having so much fun with my friends here and now. It came off a little unfocused because I tried to cram in everything I wanted to say at once, including how this isn't because I'm unhappy with the way things are.
I kept wondering if there was any way I could spend my time with everyone forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yosuke, there's a word for that. It's called being clingy.
But I realized that that's just running from reality.
Everything in this world changes, and that's what makes it interesting. These bonds we have will keep changing too, but that doesn't worry me like it used to. No matter how far apart we may be, no matter how different the paths we take may be, I rely on everyone. And I want to be someone everyone else can rely on. Yosuke, you realize, like, 90% of people don't keep their friends past high school?
That's why, for now,
You know?
I'm focused on finding a big project that won't bore me until I die.
Or at least all of them. You don't always keep all of them.
First, I'm gonna go to college and expand my horizons. I guess for how long I thought about it, it's a pretty standard path.
No, I think that's just like you, Yosuke. Isn't the long consideration really the important part?
That's what my partner said after listening to my endless spiel. He might be right. Taking time to consider things must be important too. But don't you need to know what you want to do before you go to college? So, after picking up the application for the cram school and coming back home to Inaba, I am now taking drastic measures at Yamanaito Bookstore. In front of me is a shelf of study aid books, and all around me are serious-looking guys I'm hesitant to talk to.
No idea which ones are any good.
Huh? What are you doing, Yosuke? The shelf with the nurses is over there.
The guy picking out study aid books immediately stares at me, as Teddy's voice pierces the quiet of the store. Come on, give me a break. Why did I have to run into Teddy
I'll
here?
stay over here for today, thanks.
Oh, you're looking for camouflage. Something to hide your nurses with?
What? Hell no!
Teddy proudly rushes over to the certain corner I always stop by. Poor Yosuke. Feeling everyone's heated stares at me, I grab Teddy by his collar and make a dash out the store. I wonder if maybe Juness will get some study aid books in stock. Human Teddy is horrifying. I like Human Teddy. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's Rize. Oh no, it's Teddy.
This part seems to be lacking a bit. It should be more showy, extravagant, all out! Hurrah! I feel like I'm on a roll!
I go on decorating with splendid watercolored signs, which give this impression of the summer sky and shining star decorations too. On top of that, I've made the mannequins sexy too, to better fit the summery theme. As I'm nodding at my awesome display, Yosuke's making a beeline right towards me. I bet he's surprised at my utterly perfect display skills.
Yosuke, what was that for?
Shut up! What about this is perfect to you? It looks like a midsummer swimsuit sale.
Oh, now that you mention it.
Oh, that's all you can say? Listen, this is supposed to be a section for elegant summer clothes for the early season. So why set up a swimsuit sale, huh? Stop changing things on your own.
Oh, but Sensei will come back once summer comes, right? My mind is already in full summer mode.
You're jumping the gun way too much. Don't drag our store into your shenanigans.
You say that, but aren't you curious too? Don't you want Yuki-chan,
Oh, he's playing with fire.
Rise-chan, and Now-chan to wear these new swimsuits as soon as possible?
Well, sure. But wait, we weren't talking about me.
Oh, I know. When Sensei comes back, let's invite Mid-chan and her friends to the beach.
Oh, I know where this one's going. I've seen this image.
Mitsuru-san and her friends, huh? Oh, they're regular working folks. I mean, they're a special unit, so I don't think they could just...
Yosuke! The game will end if you give up. Just imagine what they'd all look like in swimsuits.
And here it is. This is what makes Persona a horror game, is Teddy. Of course, there will be Chie and Yuki, Now and Rize, and on top of that... Oh wait, hold on. I'm forgetting the important part. I gotta read as Teddy. Of course there will be Chie and Yuki, Now and Rize, and on top of that, the beauties of the Shadow Operatives, led by the glamorous Mitchan, in a grand gathering. Even I can't help but get excited at that thought. Why'd they have to make him such a perv? Oh, that look on Yosuke's face means I bet he's gonna get a nosebleed soon. Yosuke sure is easy to read.
Look, that doesn't change the fact that it's way too early for this. Hurry up and get the display how it's supposed to be.
No! I will staunchly protect my paradise!
Your weird paradise has no place in our store!
Did Teddy ever even meet Fuka?
This is tyranny! Utter totalitarianism!
Goodbye, Teddy. You will not be missed. Now it's Rize.
Well then, let's start from Act 3. Ready? Go!
Look, a white bird. Could it be the same one we saw together last summer?
Who cares about birds right now? If there's something you want to say, then say it.
Please don't be that way. I trusted in you.
Is she gonna become an
I believed in
actor
our promise
because
that
of
we'd come
Yukari?
here on this day. So why did you bring her? I feel like an utter fool.
Rise-chan!
Inoe's voice echoes across the quiet rehearsal room. Geez, I already told him that the rehearsal's a little behind schedule.
Inoue-san, we're still rehearsing here.
Oh, sorry. Please forgive me.
Inoue quickly apologizes and bows to everyone. I bow too, apologizing to the actor I'm rehearsing with and the director for holding up the rehearsal.
Uchikawa, it's time. You're free to go. Everyone else, take it from the top of that scene.
Huh? But...
Go on or they'll yell at me. The promise was we'd do this without getting in the way of your other work. Though, I mean, your acting was great.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
But you'll never be the Pink Power Ranger.
What do you mean, anything else?
Anything I should work on?
I just told you that your acting was great. You're rushing this too much. Well, I don't know. I guess you need to work on accepting your strengths and trying to build on them?
Accept my strengths?
That's right. Hey, I take back what I said. Everyone take a 30-minute breather.
Wasn't the director a woman earlier? At the director's order, the tension in the rehearsal room lifts. I grab my towel and bag before hurrying over to where Inoue is, making himself scarce near the entrance.
So what do you need to talk about, Inoue-san?
Oh, right. The response to your TV appearance the other day was amazing. We keep getting tons of calls with more work for you.
Well, you see, we've decided here at Atlas Gaming that we're going to make a game called Persona 4 Dancing, and you're going to be the star of it.
And that's why we'd really like to set up an actual schedule and put a huge media blitz behind your comeback.
It'll be like a rhythm game, so it has nothing to do with the original Persona nonsense. Doesn't that sound great, Rize?
No, I told you that's not what I want. I'm not even close to my peak performance yet.
Huh? But they're all really good deals, you know?
Nope. Don't you remember how we talked this over with the agency? I want to put my schoolwork first right now. Oh, can you bring the car to the front?
My persona grew a lot during Golden Week, though that's because I had help from that Elizabeth lady. Once again, I couldn't help express my true self on my own. I need more confidence and a firm footing so I won't be lost no matter what I come up against.
Rise-chan, where are we?
I have voice training after this. Come on, you're my manager. Get your act together.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Can you give me a ride? I want to hear about what kind of work came in.
Of course. I'll bring the car around, so wait at the entrance.
Blech. After seeing off Inoue, I jogged towards the parking lot and opened up my cell phone. The main wallpaper is a picture of everyone we took at the food court. To make my ideal self a reality, I'll surely have to keep facing up to my weakness. But I'll have help. As long as everyone believes in me, I can overcome those weaknesses as many times as it takes. From the entrance of the studio, I look up to the blue sky that's a little closer to summer now and wait for Inoue's car to take me to the next rehearsal. And who's next? No one. The end. I got an achievement. The P-1 Grand Climax is over. Or so you think. This is one song I've been refusing to do because I knew it was the credits. I thought there was another scene. It might happen after this. Post credits. Yeah, no, it's not over. Because I have to do the Persona 3 side now. So thoughts on the game? You know? I think it was poorly done, but I did like the idea they were going. I like the ideas. I think it was just poorly executed. The second half was definitely better than the first half. But I feel like the ending was very lackluster. But yeah, I liked everything that had to do with, like, as much as Labrys is an annoyance, I like the whole, like, robot aspect, like, where the robots were, like, killing each other and then developing personalities and stuff. I like that, and then I like the idea of stealing shadows, which they clearly abandoned. Because Sho was just like, yeah, I'll just scratch off your personas. Again, good ideas, I think, just poorly executed. Now, all I do is pray that they port Persona 3. Or 5. I'll take either. Port 3, 5, or the rhythm games. Or at least 4's rhythm game, I don't know. I don't want the rhythm games, I'm gonna be honest. Port 1 and 2, I'll take those two. Theodore? Oh wait, I think he's an announcer. I was gonna say, that guy wasn't even in this game. Also, I think my favorite part of the game was when the final boss bugged out. The final boss didn't load in properly. So he was just like this, like, clunky mass. Yeah, I want Persona 3 or Persona 5 on PC. One or the other would be fine. Just please don't ever make another fighting game. That's all I ask. I know a lot of people want Persona 5 Arena, but God, I hate fighting games. Five is really good. I beat that game 8 times, plus 1 counting Royal, the enhanced
This
version.
program was brought to you by the following sponsors.
Thanks, Narukami. Am I gonna get what I think? Nope. Oh, there it is. I didn't think it was its own thing. So you guys like Adachi, right? Well, we have episode Adachi. How did I not 100% this? Oh, because there was another choice I could make. That's right. I'll do that on my own time. How long is this? Oh, it's long. Oh, it's really long. Why is it so long? Okay, I'm gonna save the Persona 3 episode for next time. And we're gonna do episode Adachi. Crunch. My molar slowly crushed the hard lump of fiber. I knit my eyebrows at my first taste of lotus root in a long, long time.
Ugh, gross.
I scrape in some barely filled rice as if to wash down the lotus root. Today's dinner consists of chikuzeni, full of vegetables. I also get some miso soup that's one step away from water, cucumbers, tsukemono, and even an orange slice or two for dessert. Ugh, I want some sea urchin or eel. Yakiniku sounds good too, or maybe some beef tongue, served rare, covered in green onion and marinated with a little lemon juice. While I fantasize about this, I grab another lotus root out of the bento pack with chopsticks. I peer through the holes in the lotus root and my eyes meet those of the guard staring at me through the observation window.
Hurry up and eat! Yeah, sorry.
I've been in jail for about 5 months now. I'm being held at the Prefectural Police HQ neighboring Inaba City as a suspect in the serial murders that took place in Yasu Inaba. 2 murders, abandoning a corpse, plus a few other charges. Normally, I'd be immediately prosecuted and transferred to prison, but the police are having trouble with the supernatural cause of death being thrown into a television. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't be... I sure wouldn't want to be assigned to the pain of a case like this. Well, maybe it's not for me to say, being an ex-cop and all. After meal drowsiness hits me so soon. Yeah, he's still wearing a suit in prison. I didn't even think about that. Well, he's not in prison. He's just in jail. After meal drowsiness hits me soon after, I lay down on the tatami mat. There's nothing to do in this empty cell, and just as I'm about to pass from consciousness into the beckoning slumber...
Number 82! Interrogation!
The voice of the guard outside pulls me back to reality. Number 82? That's me. Interrogation this late in the day? Give me a break. I sigh in a way that the guard wouldn't see and slowly get up. What's the point of having a wall for the bathroom, but there's a hole in the wall to where you can see the toilet? The one place you'd want to cover. The detective in charge leads me away, leaving my cell behind. It's been a while since I was last called to an interrogation room. The stuffiness really seems to stress the spitefulness out of this room. That alone is enough to get me down. When I first got here, I gave them the whole truth. Since it was all over, I didn't plan to hide anything, and it'd be a pain if anything got complicated. But obviously, proving that you can kill people with magic isn't the kind of thing that can be demonstrated to an audience that isn't willing to listen. After going through some serious psyche evaluations and all that crap, the interrogators weren't able to make any progress. So my jail life continues.
Here's some more things.
Oh my god. They really made this Adachi's detective? Was this Mitsuo's dad? Today they want me to go over some evidence. I plop down on the uncomfortable stool and a young detective lines up several objects on the table.
These are the 3 pieces of evidence.
Ugh, this is a replica gun that's been modified to fire real bullets. Oh yeah, that was in my closet. I bought this when I first joined the police force and was frustrated when I didn't get a gun right off the bat. And this, a digital audio player. I won it at a New Year's bingo game, then tossed it somewhere and forgot about it. Where'd they find it? And that is a large flat screen TV. It's big enough to easily shove someone through, but I've never seen this TV before. In other words, it's irrelevant to this investigation. It's pretty evident that there's no new evidence to find. I've got nothing to hide, and I've told them so. And yet they still have managed to dig up more junk. They don't even realize that they're wasting their time.
None of them are related to the case. I mean, I've said this many times before, but I've already told you everything.
Shut up! No back talk. Just check them all.
The detective pounds the table with his fists, probably in an attempt to intimidate me. What a loser. My game's long been over. What good would it do to me to lie? The reason you can't assemble a case against me is because you're idiots. And I have to sit here and waste my energy dealing with you morons. Why don't you use your head a little bit? I make a show of pretending to look at the so-called evidence again. The detective lights a cigarette.
Seriously, between Adachi and Dojima, is anyone in Inaba PD not a dumbass?
Hey man, Dojima didn't do anything.
Dojima-san.
Ryotaro Dojima. You know him real well. Rumor has it his position at the station's shaky because of you.
Why couldn't they have just made new portraits for this game?
A real cop wouldn't have the balls to show his face at the station if one of his men got sent up for murder.
The detective with the cigarette blows some smoke in my face. I get this kind of treatment every day. At least it's not of the less severe acts of hostility I have to endure. Since I'm an ex-cop, the police are merciless when they interrogate me. On top of being in restraints from morning till night, if I start to doze off, I get some water to the face. The verbal abuse is constant. If I say something, I get yelled at. If I stay quiet, I get yelled at. It really impresses me how much energy they have. They're probably mad at how long this case is taking them, but they can't blame me for their incompetence. Seeing that I don't so much as move an eyebrow, the detective lights a second cigarette and laughs mockingly.
You know, I felt sorry for him. So out of kindness, I told him during the investigation. I said, I'll make sure to dispose of your no-good man, so don't worry about that.
That's my man. You can't dispose my man.
And what does that bastard do? He suddenly grabs me by the collar. I almost ended up having to submit a written apology.
Talk about a blunder.
Talk about pathetic.
It ain't nothing to laugh about.
Guy looks like a frog. They really did. Look how tiny his head is compared to his body.
What do you think he said, huh? He can settle matters for himself without me asking you to do it. What a bunch of shit to say about a killer.
Hearing that, I smile knowingly. Dojima's being a pain, like he always is. I am no longer a subordinate, just a complete stranger. He should cut off any ties to me, but instead he has to go and say that. Besides, isn't it backwards for a detective to be believing in a criminal? This cop's right. Seriously, he makes me laugh.
I'm done dealing with Hicks. Oh, I guess once you've been a police dick in the sticks that long, your morale's shot.
Just the difference in their portraits. And like, Adachi's just like oblivious grin.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dojima snuffed a few himself. That must be where his men learned it.
That's a funny joke.
Huh?
Although aren't you the one with the quick fist? I heard rumors about you when I was on active duty. You punched a suspect in the face during an investigation. Got found out and covered it up, right? What a hero!
Oh, get him, Adachi. Get this man. The detective's face gets redder and redder. Even though I sound frivolous, my heart is cold.
And since then, you've made sure to only punch him in the gut, right? You sure know what you're doing, aiming to work at the Metropolitan PD.
You little... I ain't taking that kind of lip from a goddamn killer!
The chair is kicked out from under me, and I slam into the ground. Oh, jeez. The detective grabs me by the hair and roughly pulls my head up. Seeing the detective's face contorted with anger and humiliation is just hilarious.
If you don't want a good thrashing, then you better spill everything, you bastard!
Look at that face. How could you not love that face?
Sir, you really shouldn't go any further.
The young detective, who is quietly taking notes, suddenly steps forward, looking panicked. There's no force behind his actions, though. He's got no control in this situation.
Shut up! You don't get anything out of scumbags like him without getting your hands dirty. Watch and learn.
He punches me in the gut. He avoids my solar plexus. He must be used to hitting people. I choke back my stomach in acid and scoff.
That wasn't nice. Isn't this against the Criminal Procedure Code?
Huh?
Criminal Procedure Code, Article 319. Forced confessions gained through torture and intimidation are inadmissible as evidence.
At least he's smart.
Anything I tell you is invalid if you get your hands dirty. Didn't they teach you the basics in Police Academy? Oh, but I get it. You're stuck in the boonies like this because you can't even get the Criminal Procedure Code straight.
Dang. Get him, Adachi. Get this man. God, look at his lips. They're so, like, dry and they stick out so far. The detective's eyes open wide. Look like I hit a nerve. He's probably going to hit me again. I brace myself for it, but contrary to my anticipation, I am not struck by a fist. Instead, I feel cold steel. The barrel of a gun pressed up against my temple. Oh.
You must be Toru Adachi. I wish to speak with you.
The atmosphere in the room suddenly becomes tense. I feel a chill run down my spine. He's not the same detective I was just talking to. He's someone else. I don't have any proof, but that's what my gut is telling me.
I'm sorry, but I must ask you to come with me. Enter the TV here. And to be clear, this is less a request than an order.
Whoa, what are you doing? There'll be hell to pay for pointing your gun at a detainee. You really need to calm...
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten we weren't alone. Get out of here.
Huh? What are you saying?
I said get out.
Get out.
I
Get out of my
don't
house.
wish to make matters worse. And you don't wish to die, do you?
The detective slowly raises his arm and points the gun towards a corner in the ceiling. He fires, then the lens of the security camera in the room shatters to pieces, accompanied by the ear-splitting sounds of gunfire. The young detective quivers and bolts from the interrogation room. Well, he made the right move. There's no point in making a show of justice if it's just gonna get you killed.
Ah, now you've done it. So, who are you?
You'll find out when we meet. Enter the TV. You should still be able to do that.
Without changing expressions, he pushes his gun into my bag. If I try to resist, he'll pull the trigger without hesitation. I can feel the danger in the air. Disobeying him would be a wise plan now. Or wouldn't be a wise plan now. I walk towards the TV that had been brought in as evidence. Before I can even start to struggle, I am thrown into the television with unbelievable strength. I feel a strange floating sensation, as if gravity has lost its hold on me entirely.
Just like old times.
Yeah, I know this feeling, and I know what's waiting for me at the bottom. What now? I sigh slightly as I fall head first. Oh God, we're back. I was thrown out into the school classroom enveloped in an uncanny atmosphere. There are chairs and desks lined up, textbooks on the shelves, a blackboard, all that good stuff. But the walls are plastered with posters and barricades labeled P-1 Grand Prix. Seriously, who made these things? I look at the blackboard puzzled and read the words. Yasogami High School Monthly Events written upon it.
When I exited the TV, I found myself in a classroom.
Yaso High is where those wannabe detectives went. Of course, this isn't the real school, but I get the feeling that they'll be showing up any moment now. Yeah, well, that doesn't matter. The thing I need to worry about is that whatever called me here is somewhere in this school too.
Seriously, I can't believe I'm called in here all of a sudden. I'm not even a cop anymore. Honestly, I'd rather be in prison.
Well, that aside, well, that said, even if I do, it'll all be back to square one. That would be very annoying. Fine, I'll play along, and I was getting tired of dealing with those idiot cops anyway.
Well, I guess I'll go. Didn't think anything like this would ever happen again. Isn't there something wrong with this world? Who knows what'll happen next?
I might die. I guess I'll start investigating from the top. Scratch my head and start making for the door out of the classroom. I'm sure I'll find some evidence if I just start walking around. Wait a sec. That's something Dojima used to say all the time.
Oh man, I've picked up the habit without realizing it. Look what you've done to me, Dojima-san.
Give me a break, Dojima. I roll my eyes as I leave the dark classroom. To be continued. Oh, that was just the first one? How many are there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's a lot. Now it's time for intentions. I'm hoping I can finish this. Yeah, you made it for the Sasachi chapter. The school's its terrifyingly quiet world. After leaving the classroom, I take a stroll around the school. The empty school building is blurred in a dim light, making it all the creepier. And for some reason, it's become a complicated maze, as if the entire school had become a giant trap.
Man, whoever made this must be pretty twisted. Then again, who am I to talk?
I glance around and notice the walls and ceilings were bored through, as if someone crashed into them. I saw plenty of similar signs of damage on the way here. I neither know nor care what happened, but the violent scratches here tell a story of what happened. At any rate, this is definitely not a peaceful place.
I'm starting to get sleepy.
I'm out of shape and my back is hurting. Let's get this over with and go back. I rub my tired eyes and climb up the nearest set of stairs.
Oh, what's behind door number 1?
There's just a single door at the end of this path. Normally, this would be the way to the roof. But there's no telling where it goes in this crazy world. In any case, I guess I'd better take a look. It doesn't appear to be locked. I slowly open the door and a warm, moist wind blows in.
What world is this?
Ah, this is where they crucified Jesus. The scene before me is bizarre. A bunch of crosses are stuck into the ground with an eerily giant moon in the background. Close by, I can see the moonlight bridge bent like a spoon. I definitely recognize it because I saw it more times than I would have liked to while I was in the city.
Talk
Still,
about some disturbing taste in decor.
This place feels like a set from a B-movie. It feels like zombies are going to attack me out of nowhere. Well, if I'm in the TV world and there are shadows here, I guess they don't look all that different. I take a look around the area while I'm thinking that. I sense a presence right behind me, and instantly realize that someone snuck up on me. You gotta be kidding me. I may be crooked, but I was still a cop. I was paying attention to my surroundings, and someone still got the drop on me? I carefully turn around and see a young man standing there.
Welcome to his world. You must be Toru Adachi.
No, I'm Adachi Toro, you dumb prick. The young man spreads his arms in a welcoming gesture. He has impressively red hair and a sharp yet cold stare. He carries 2 odd-looking katanas and bears an X-shaped scar across his face. But above all this extraordinary pressure he's giving off, it's the same feeling as what I felt in the interrogation room. He's the one who called me here, no doubt about it. Chills run down my spine in the face of this murderous intent. I keep a straight face and speak like I always do to hide my
Are
fear.
you the one that called me out? Seriously, I'd rather not.
I'll tell you who I am to thank you. I am Minazuki. Sho Minazuki.
The young man grins after saying that. I notice that he's a Yatsuhai uniform tied around his waist. Does that make him a student here? Student there? He seems rather composed to be one. Those detective wannabe brats acted more their age.
Huh? And what does this Minazuki-kun want with me? If you don't have any business in particular, I'd really like to head back.
You know, I literally just remembered he does have the Yasogami High outfit. It's just tied around his waist. They've said it so many times, and it finally just clicked with me.
Whether or not I explain myself to you will be decided right now.
In the blink of an eye, his katana is pointed at my throat. Hey man, what gives? He's the one who wanted me here. Isn't this a bit of a mean greeting? It's my Glock. While I'm feeling frustrated with this, Minazuki tosses a gun towards me. This grip, it's the same revolver as the one I kept when I was a detective.
It's your gun. Pick it up. You're a skilled marksman, no?
Minazuki raises his katanas. The punk wants to test my strength. Fine. I click my tongue and pick up the revolver off the ground. It angers me that I have to listen to this brat, but I have a feeling things will be a bigger pain if I refuse to fight. I take in the comfort of the familiar grip in my hand and turn to Minazuki.
Are you sure you want to give me this?
You want to catch the
I'm
smoke?
a suspect in a murder case, you know.
That's fine. Come at me, as if you wish to kill me.
Wow, someone's confident. Okay, don't mind if I do.
Oh, guys, I feel like this fight's going to be so hard. I'm really going to have to try hard on this one. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Finally.
Come here, I'll take you on. It really is stupid, you know?
Oh, God.
If you wanna
I had to fight so hard there. Oh, jeez, I barely made it.
Are you satisfied now?
Yeah, literally, are you satisfied? I feel uplifted for the first time in a while. Minazuki's power was something. It definitely wasn't the standard keep it clean style of fighting. Sure, I beat him, but he probably wasn't taking me seriously. In fact, Minazuki's pretty nonchalant while he looks at me, but he seems satisfied.
You're quite skilled. I find your defeat incomprehensible.
Look who's talking. You look like you've got lots more energy to spare, too.
Indeed. I was only testing you. I wanted to see if you would be of any use. I'm going to create his world. For that, I require your assistance.
His world? Huh. Now I'm a little interested. Tell me more.
Come to think of it, he said his before too. He's got another ally? Just in case, I sneak my revolver behind my back and reload the cylinders.
This is what that boy wishes for. I intend on destroying this world. The world is filled with deception. Those within it prattle about friendship and bonds, yet they trample over others in the dark without a care. There is no value in such a world.
Just Adachi just staring at me. Actually, they're both looking at me. Hey guys. I'm not a part of this. My hands are up.
That's got my interest. Truth to tell, you're probably right. This world's all about useless, shallow, so-called friendships.
But Adachi, you have friends.
And yeah, I think it's irritating too. I mean, hey, I gave destroying everything a shot once too.
That's only half true. Bonds, friendship, helping one another. There are a lot of people who flaunt all this nice-sounding talk. But it's those same people who won't hesitate to stab people in the back the moment they feel attacked or get hurt. In the end, it's just that humans have to rely on each other in order to live. But far more many idiots misunderstand that and try to make it way more meaningful than it really is. That's why I really understand where this guy's coming from. It'd be nice if you could erase this awful world like a magic trick. At least, that's what I used to think.
You gained a power beyond humans. Do you remember that time?
Power beyond humans? Huh. You mean that thing? What do you want with it?
I intend to summon that power. But it needs to be tamed.
Minazuki's eyes waver like red flames. I see. Looks like he's been given power just like me.
For that, I require your assistance. You will cooperate with me. You have no choice in this.
Minazuki points his katana at me again. With my power, I didn't have much control. I was taken over by some mysterious force and had no memory of it. He's poked around my personal file, or personal profile, but he's missing the most important part. I guess he's just some brat after all. He can't even do his research.
Come on, you're not giving me a say here. And about this taming thing, that's all up to you. What does it have to do with me? If you want my help, I guess I'll cooperate with you as best I can.
As best as you can. Very well. You have another role as well.
What? There's more?
How'd you know I've been in prison for 5 months, Minazuki?
Persona users. I will gather them and make them fight. You will also participate in this.
Huh? That sounds like a real pain. I mean, why are you making them fight?
To be honest, I really don't want to get involved in this, but the right choice is to act like I'm interested and get as much information out of the kid as possible. Depending on how things go, this guy might become a hindrance to me. I'll decide how to make my move once I've heard what he has to say. After I make an interested face, he surprisingly tells me the full outline of his plan. Like an idiot. He's going to gather shadows until he has a giant collection of them, like a pile of sculpting clay. Using that as a vessel, he plans to summon what he calls power beyond the bounds of man to inhabit it. But in order to pacify such a powerful being, he apparently needs persona fragments that are created when persona uses their their powers on one another. So he thought up the idea of creating a one-on-one tournament between persona's users, calling it the P-1 Climax. Plus, he's made some exact duplicates of people out of shadows, in order to force them into fighting one another. I have to admit, he made an effort. In addition, he's already taken some Persona users' belongings to an organization called the Shadow Operatives hostage. He's definitely planned for this, though I don't really get to the point of crucifying his captives on those tacky crosses. Anyways, blah blah blah, I've been called in to help. Him collect the shadow fragments and get a hold of that power within the giant shadow. It all sounds pretty stupid, really, but Minazuki is deadly serious. He really intends to go through with this. Ugh. How did he manage to come up with this plan that's such a convoluted pain? Maybe it's just because I haven't been around for a while, but I'm actually impressed at how ridiculous this scheme of his is.
I'll add the Persona users of this town to the fight as well. You understand, no? They were the opposition who shattered your previous ambitions. Have your revenge on them if you wish. Even if you do nothing, I will not complain.
Revenge, huh?
Yeah, Adachi.
We will prepare the stage for you. You're free to destroy them if you so choose. The clashing of competing powers will give off Persona fragments. This will advance our plans.
And if I refuse?
Then the murders which occur on foggy days will begin again.
Gasp.
I see. Well, can't let that happen.
I never had a choice from the start, huh? Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do some kind of work. And after hearing this plan, I can't just sit here. I was thinking about what to do when I suddenly felt the ground shake a bit beneath us.
It's time. Here it comes.
Minazuki looks up into the sky and stares off into the distance. Suddenly...
What the huh?
The shaking grows so intense that I can barely stand, and the roof soars up into the sky. I fall to my knees and brace my hands on the ground, lost for words as I stare upwards. The sky has turned red, like ink staining a piece of paper, or an infection spreading across healthy flesh.
Oh, man. Isn't this a little over the top?
I didn't do anything like this. Oh, dude, look at Adachi's power stance. You see that? Your buddy's really hitting it on Minazuki. The shaking's finally stopped, so I run to the edge of the roof. I look down at the world from there, then gulp involuntarily. The town's covered in an eerie red mist. The sky, the moon, even the air itself is covered in red. It's the same color as Minazuki's eyes, as if to show me that everything is at his mercy.
Hey, is this? What the hell? Damn! This is totally out there. My world is awesome.
Dude, you're Adachi, right? Did you see that just now? Did you?
Uh-oh.
The world's all red! Well, better red than dead. Just kidding.
Better red than dead. You know, now that I know that he's Akutsuki's kid, it makes sense why he makes jokes. The younger man who had been cool and calm just a moment ago is now jumping around like a little kid, an innocent brat playing with a new toy.
Whoa, hold on. What's with the wild mood swing?
What are you all surprised for?
Oh, you were talking to him, huh? That kind of puts a damper on things.
Him? Just in case to take a look around, but we're the only ones here. The red-headed boy laughs merely as I cock my head in confusion.
Well, that's fine. I'm Sho Minazuki. Welcome to my world, as I like to call it.
I should play Drug Dealer Simulator. You know? I'll take that into consideration and not do that.
I've heard about you. You hate this world too, right? Good for you, because it's all going away.
Huh. So, you're different from Minazuki-kun.
Ugh, you're still on this? Minazuki is him. I'm Sho. It's too much of a pain to explain it anymore. Just kidding.
It's too much of a pain to explain. Maybe he just doesn't care to keep talking, but Sho ends the conversation. Does he have split personalities? I've never met someone who does before, but it's fairly common to hear about when you talk with cops about psychic cases. Still, something doesn't seem right. I feel something different, some threatening madness from him. Well, that doesn't matter right now. I just slump my shoulders, fed up with the fact that now I have even more trouble to deal with. What game am I going to do after Persona? I don't know yet. I was considering maybe the Halo Infinite campaign, because I never got to do it because my campaign was like awful and bugged, but it works. That, or maybe Kingdom Hearts, because they've just announced Kingdom Hearts 4 recently. Where was I?
But that aside, are you really any good to me? If you're totally weak after saying you'll help out, I don't need your bullshit. And if you really are like that, I'll seriously kill you.
I don't think I ever gave a clear yes or no yet. This is all so sudden, you know?
Huh? Are you an idiot? Cooperating lets you live. Refusing gets you killed. Get it? What moron would say no to that?
Those are some pretty extreme choices.
Say yes, you live. Say no, you die.
Enough going on in circles. I wouldn't mind destroying you, but he's telling me not to.
I mean, if you guys got games you would like to see me play, you can share them with me, and I'll consider it.
That means you're game to do this. You seem like you enjoy things that get bloody.
What's wrong with that? It goes gushing out like psh, right?
Sho answers without any hesitation. The type that has no self-awareness is the very worst. But the kids should be more careful, no matter how strong you are, even if you think you've got control over a great power. If you let your guard down, you're gonna get your feet swept out from under you.
Yeah, sure, I'll participate. I was getting bored, so this would probably be a good way to kill time. But I'll do this my way. I have my own rules, you know?
That's right. I have my own set of rules. I don't give two cares about this perfect world or his power. All this crap about getting revenge on the kids from Inaba, or fighting between Persona users doesn't matter to me either. They can do whatever they want. But things are different. If they're going to start interfering with me, I don't want anyone getting in the way of my rules, no matter what.
Huh? Well, do what you want. I don't care if it's rules or roulettes, but if you try anything funny, I'll cash you out like that.
Oh, I was also considering maybe replaying Yakuza 1, or Kiwami 1, I guess. That's also on my list of maybe doing.
I'll mount you up nice on the wall next to the investigation team. A dodgy-looking Adachi. Just kidding.
He laughs at his own lame jokes, and his eyes suddenly glow red. He turns his piercing gaze onto me.
But I'll be watching you, so you better not slack off. Got it? Well, I've got somewhere to be. So, do what you want from here. See ya!
Sho raises an arm as he gallantly leaves the roof. I consider attacking him from behind for a moment, but that's probably not a wise move, considering that I don't know what his power is. Only idiots rush things.
Now then, how do I go about this?
I spin my revolver on my finger out of habit, then look up into that red sky, a crimson shroud filling my line of sight. Ah, that brings back memories of being inside the TV last year. The first time I find myself inside the television, the days of being run ragged, running around with Ojima, fighting the kids inside the TV world. I thought I'd forgotten all about that, but I guess not. They're not very pretty memories, but it wouldn't be a lie to say that those experiences that made me the man I am today. I'm hit by a fierce wave of nostalgia and close my eyes. The lump of steel in my hand seems extremely heavy. Yeah, I already beat the Persona 4 story. This is just like filling in the gaps. Or for at least Adachi, I guess. I'm gonna save the Persona 3 episode for next time. So I said I'll do the Adachi one now. In hopes that I can beat it within the next hour or two. Immature brats. Back inside the school building, I enter an arbitrary classroom and sit in a chair, yawning for the 9th time. Well, Minazuki Sho told me to fight the Persona users, so first I need to go down, but back in the school hallways are even more complicated, and the more I walk, the more dead ends I find. Here I was thinking of taking this opportunity to go into town and get some good sushi, or a BBQ boxed lunch. Those thoughts of sea urchin and cow tongue come and go fleetingly.
What am I thinking? There's no way I'm going outside with the town like that.
I look out the window out of the corner of my eye, and it's obvious that the red fog has grown thicker than it was when I was up on the roof.
Sheesh. If he's gonna make me his guest, he could at least have a GPS or something ready for me.
I rest my chin on my hands and complain to the open air. If only I could ditch all this until this troublesome tournament is over, but I can't do that. This time around, I need to destroy Sho's plan for my own sake, after all. I can't even call what I'm about to do a plan, but I've already decided what has to be done. I have to make contact with the Persona users, who will be invited here, and I need to lead them on so that they'll move in the right direction. But I can't break the illusion that I'm working with Sho. It's probably not an exaggeration to say that this red world is under his control. I'll have to be clever to move about without arousing his suspicions, while still undermining his
Well
word.
then, I guess I'll get going. Do I actually have to go look for those guys? What has he gotten me into?
I slowly get up from the chair as I'm grumbling. Why do school chairs always make your butt hurt? You sit in them for too long? Maybe that's still better than having your seat kicked out from under you all the time, like in jail. I leave the classroom to find a runway-like hallway stretching out before me. I sigh at the dull scenery. I've come down pretty far looking for them, but I guess I still have a ways to go.
What? You're serious? Is it possible for us to not know about a guy who sticks out that much?
Hey, look, it's the guys. I hear a familiar voice through the fog and stop. Could it be? I sneak ahead, keeping my ears open.
I did think from last time that the culprit would be someone with ties to Mitsuru-san. I still can't shake that theory.
Oh, maybe he transferred here. Or it could be his older brother's uniform.
There's no doubt about it. That's the Junes kid and the girl in the green track jacket. I didn't think I'd run into these guys so soon. I feel the corner of my mouth turn up at this unexpected bit of luck. Now that I know it's them, there's no need for me to hide. I approach them, making sure that my footsteps are loud on the hallway floor.
What is it?
He's doing the evil guy walk. He's doing it intentionally.
Be on guard. Don't leave my side.
Just hearing the footsteps and Adachi's grin. It's like, you know, he's like, I'm gonna play this up.
You're kidding me!
Hey guys, long time no see.
Are you serious?
Howdy, partner.
Adachi-san.
Oh, that's new. When they see me, all three of them look shocked, as if I'd be caught. Or as if I'd caught them on a hidden camera show. Heck, Yu has his mouth wide open. Surprise? I want to laugh now, but I shouldn't be doing anything that could mess things up. I'll have to keep my contact with them to a minimum.
No way. Why is Adachi-san?
Could he be a fake?
Huh? Fake? Oh, right. I forgot about that whole thing going on.
Why are you here?
Huh? Oh, well, I had intended on staying well behaved, but someone begged me to help out. And you know, I'm not the kind of guy who can say no to something like that.
Help out? You mean that show guy?
Yosuke scowls. Yes, so these guys already met Sho. That saved me the trouble of having to explain things.
Have you guys already met? Oh, man.
That doesn't matter. Don't tell me you're working with the culprit this time, too.
Well, what do you think?
Don't play dumb. If I don't like your answer, there'll be boot prints all over your face.
See, they've taken the bait. Just as expected, they're so straightforward that it's almost stupid. Still, it's more convenient for me that they think I'm working for the other side.
Who cares about all that? Come on, aren't you kids in serious trouble right now? What with all the world ending and all?
So you are!
You guys really like sticking your heads into dangerous situations, don't you? You don't gain anything in life from doing that, you know?
I snicker contemptuously, and Yu, who's been quiet up till now, throws his gaze towards me with eyes mixed up with all sorts of complex emotions.
Adachi-san, you said you would abide by the rules of this world. So why are you here?
Well, funny you say that because we're not in this world. We're in his world.
Rules. Rules, eh?
That's right, I decided to follow the rules, so I might have to play along with these kids' idea. To them, I'm just an escaped convict. It'd be easier if I could just tell them what I've got in mind, but unfortunately being an adult is hard. Besides, I don't care what they think of me as long as I can fulfill my objective. Since I'm not saying anything, Yu steps towards me as if he can't hold himself back anymore.
Don't you understand how the real world is in trouble because of Sho? This isn't like the TV world, where only we were involved.
Oh, man. I see you never learn. The only reason I took that brat up on his invitation was because I was bored. All the questions about what he's after or what's gonna happen to this town, I don't give a damn about any of it.
I'm glad they gave Adachi, like, his own little screen time segment.
What's he saying?
Adachi, you lousy!
Whoa, give me a break.
Makes me really
I
happy.
don't get involved with kids like you anymore. Like, I bet you're honestly abiding by the rules here, because that's how you think.
The rules here?
Oh, Yu's furrowing his brow in confusion. I take it this means that they don't know about the rules here yet. Meaning they don't know about the persona fragments. I should give them a hint of the danger they're facing.
No, the one-on-one stuff. You don't even know what's gonna happen because of that. Honestly, brats like you barely even think.
What's that supposed to mean?
Like I keep saying, if you keep fighting them on their own terms, it could bite you in the ass. I bet he's collected quite a lot of those persona fragments by now.
They finally realize something's up and trade worried looks with one another. Or were you just playing cops and robbers up till now? Yeah, that's a fun game. What kind of investigation team are you? More like non-investigating team. Or non-investigating. That was as lame as one of Sho's jokes. As I'm lamenting the loss of my sense of humor, Yu, who has his own worries, trembles and bites his lip.
Have we been inadvertently helping him?
Oh man, you really hadn't noticed? You need to get your act together.
The school's building suddenly creaks loudly like the howling of a beast. I instantly recognize it as the noise of the countless shadows gathering at the top of the tower.
What was that just now?
Looks like there's no more time left. Earlier than I expected.
Adachi's got a
Well,
skedaddle.
that's why I need to get going. Good luck to you, I guess. Oh, and your friends who got caught? They might be in trouble if you leave them be, you know?
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
It means good luck, losers. You'll be needing it.
It means just what it sounds like. Then again, I guess it might be impossible for just you three.
Wait!
turned my back on them and disappear into the red fog. I hear Yosuke try to chase after me, only to run into an invisible wall. They already had 4 red pillars around them. That means they can't leave without winning the battle that they're going to face.
I guess that's enough for now. Well, go on and do your best, investigation team.
I quietly mutter at the kids behind me. Looks like Sho's plans are coming along faster than I'd figured. Doesn't look like I have much time to slack off. I might even have to hurry. Outside the hallway windows, I can see the shadows collecting here and there, floating in the sky like shreds of paper. Still, shadows blowing around like trash. The surreality of the scene makes me laugh. To be continued. Right now. No trouble, please. Oh, now we're gonna get in this scene. After leaving you in the hall, I've been walking around the school building in search of other Persona users. The shadows and Persona fragments are building up at a surprising rate. Perhaps I'm feeling a little worried as the fog thickens with the passage of time. Because I was walking faster than usual, I was able to come across a new area quickly. Just in case anything happens, I keep my gun in my hand. I slowly slide the door open with my other hand. Beyond the door is a room with eerie light pouring in, and Sho is sitting on a coffin. All he's doing is staring at a giant clock looming at the back of the room. When he notices me, he slowly turns in my direction.
Huh? Oh, it's just you.
Hey there. Looks like it's going
Howdy.
well. Getting plenty of Persona fragments, huh?
Yeah, it's going so well, I'm bored as shit. I want to see them cry and groan and pain and all that good stuff. Actually, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and go take them apart.
Well, there's no need to rush. After all, they can't leave this place.
Huh? Well, yeah. I'm getting so bored. I should just
Okay, I think this is just gonna end up being that same
Whoa,
conversation.
Hold on there. There's no need to get hasty when the plan's going so well, right? It'd be easier to just sit back and wait.
What are you talking so big for? Want me to stick my sword through your ears?
Sure. With that, Sho slowly draws one of his katanas, then turns and stabs it into one of the coffins lying around. He keeps hacking at it without a word, as if scratching an inch. I take this bizarre action as a sign of his madness.
Ooh, scary. Can't you calm down a bit? You won't beat anyone like that. And you came to get me because you needed me, no? You sure it's a good idea to kill me just because I rub you the wrong way?
Cripes, what a wet blanket. Did you just come from a picnic out in the rain or something? Don't get the wrong idea. That guy has nothing to do with this. I can kill anyone I want if I feel like it.
Do it then, you won't. With a sudden fury, he unsheaths his other sword and points it at my throat. Kill anyone if I feel like it, huh? Don't get cocky, you little prick.
Then go on ahead. It's easy, right? Have you actually killed anyone before?
This guy's really pissing me off.
Sho sheaths his swords in a sneer. I'd figured as much, but now it's clear that he doesn't like people acting superior to him. They say people like him suffer from inferiority complexes. But I don't care about his past. What's more important right now is I take a glance at the exit at the corner of my eyes. All this sneaking around is really bugging me. They think they're hiding, but I can see their shadows on the floor. Those kids from the investigation team are as inept as ever. I move around to keep Sho from noticing them and walk towards them.
Look, there's no need to fight. Once it descends, after all, the world's going to totally disappear. Why spend your time dealing with them, you know? Just ignore those kids.
That's not the problem. I look at those guys and I can't stop gagging. They just herd together like best buds. I don't know why they're so full of themselves. It makes me want to beat the shit out of them. Get them to cry like babies. You get me? Do you?
Yosuke, Chie, get back!
Everyone scatter! I guess he noticed. Sho reaches behind his back and pulls out a knife, then throws it at them. The knife fails to reach them, though, and thuds onto the ground at their feet.
You're so lame. Such a frickin' irritating bunch. I hate to even look at you. I just want to see you completely destroyed.
His anger-fueled shout echoes throughout the warped room. Figuring that it's useless to hide any longer, you and his little friend step into the room. I didn't want them to meet Sho any more than absolutely necessary. My plans have changed a little, but I can't help that. I think it's best if I play the spectator for a while.
Sho Minazuki, what are you planning?
Huh? Weren't you listening? I'm gonna get rid of all you disgusting pests and make this a world I can stand to live in.
I'm debating on skipping just the dialogue.
What?
But I think I'll just let it play.
Don't be ridiculous. That won't help anybody but you.
Yeah? So what? Of course it only helps me. I'm saying you're disgusting, so you should all just die.
Hey man, you don't gotta say that to Chie. She's trying her best.
This isn't funny anymore. You're totally nuts. Are you saying that nothing else matters as long as you're satisfied?
Aha! Well, duh! Friends? Bonds? You worthless pests aren't accomplishing anything but licking each other's wounds. Shitty pests in this shitty world have no goddamn call to give me their
Oh, that's right. This is when he
lectures.
just like goes off.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna get rid of every shred of everything.
You little... You really are a piece of shit that's not worth saving. You've got no right to do that.
The world will be much quieter soon. Just like here, a wonderful place where there's no one else. It's all for me.
What? A world with no one else?
Ugh, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Just hurry up and get smashed
least-
to pieces, you
At least they
shitty
kept
pest.
the Marie influence in the game to a minimum. Ugh, there he goes again. Is that you? Is this that youth anger I hear about in the news? My, so scary. Sho explodes in anger and pulls out his katanas again with a menacing look on his face. He's just way too willing to hurt people. I may as well try to stop him, even though it's probably not going to do any good.
Whoa, what are you getting all worked up for? You really shouldn't do that.
And you shut up too, you piece of shit! Come get me. I'll beat the life out of you. You'll be begging for mercy.
The red pillars in the corner of the room immediately shine as Sho takes a combat stance. Never seen a stance like that before, but even I can tell this is a little more than a kid playing pretend samurai. Something that was honored for a single purpose, to swiftly and efficiently kill their prey.
I can't believe our town is such a mess because of that guy. There's no way I'm sitting back and letting it happen.
I'm with you. We'll show you with our own fists how strong you can be when you have something to protect.
You will not be using your fists, Yoki. You use katanas.
Show
or not
strong.
katanas,
Don't let your guard down.
like kunai. And then they black screen the fight.
You little...
It was Sho who fell to the ground at the end of the intense clash, the red pillar shatter signaling the battle has been decided. I didn't expect this. Sho holds one hand to his chest in pain while he gasps, kneeling on the ground. From my perspective as a spectator, Sho was just as strong as his opponent. No, he was better in every way. Sho was faster, stronger, and focused on his opponent's weaknesses. So why did he lose? Well, duh, it's pretty obvious. The answer is simple. Persona. Sho didn't use a persona a single time during the fight. That means he doesn't have the power to use one. I didn't know that before, so learning this is a big plus for me. The other personality, Minazuki, used a persona. It's kinda weird since they're in the same body, but they say that personas come from the power of the mind. I guess it makes sense that one of them might be able to use one while the other can't.
What did I tell ya? This is because you kept using those weird powers. You got all puffed up because of someone else's gift.
Whoops, I accidentally spoke my mind in front of Sho. I quickly covered my mouth and noticed you watching me, still in his fighting stance. I guess it's only natural that they'd be wary of me. But man...
Are we fighting you next, Adachi-san?
Huh? Oh man, don't be ridiculous. Why would I do something that hard?
Hard? Aren't you supposed to be on Sho's side?
Sho's side? Give me a break. Come on. Isn't there someone else besides me you should be worrying about?
Someone we should worry about.
I like how Dachi's whole gimmick in this is to just drop them the hints. That's right, this isn't over yet. The troublesome thing about Sho is the fact that Minazuki's there too, and Yu doesn't know about him yet. If Sho's been beaten, he's He's not just gonna lie there and take it. This saves me the trouble of having to explain everything myself, but it's no good for me if they happen to get killed. Am I gonna have to babysit these kids myself?
Persona.
And there he is. The instant Minazuki sits up, a reddish-black shadow appears behind him and attacks the investigation team. I'm glad they couldn't, like, come up with, like, a name to call their group, so they're just like, well, what are we? We're a bunch of investigators. Alright, let's just call ourselves the investigation team. The tables are quickly turned, and soon Minazuki's got the kids cornered.
Let's end this.
The two personas come together violently, but it's clear that Yu's at a big disadvantage.
Get a grip, damn it. You're gonna get yourself killed at this rate.
If that happens, my plan will have all been for nothing. I have absolutely no interest in what happens between these two brats, but I can't let them get killed. Just when I thought it was time for me to lend them a hand.
Persona!
Persona!
Persona to the rescue! Two personas appear from the red fog and attack Minazuki simultaneously. Minazuki's persona is stunned and its relentless attack stops.
Yukun! Senpai, are you alright?
Yeah.
This must be a shock for Adachi to see a robot. It's Naoto Shiro Spaghetti and some other girl I don't know, who's carrying a giant axe. They come running in and Minazuki's eyes.
More imbeciles. It seems deploying doppelgangers made from shadows wasn't enough.
Don't move.
Get away from Yukun, or I won't show any mercy.
No need for histrionics.
Histrionics.
I'll concede now without them. Though, should I at least get rid of Narukami first?
Minazuki points his blade at the kneeling Yu. Unlike Sho, Minazuki would be able to kill Yu like he was squashing a bug. He can't be underestimated. I'm actually going to have to stop him this time. I walk into the center of the room, placing myself between the two.
Sounds like a bad plan. Haven't you ever heard the saying, the cornered stag is most dangerous? I don't think you have time or energy to waste.
Well, she hasn't been in here much because I have to play the Persona 3 side, I think, for her to be relevant.
No. Why are you here?
I think that's why Labris isn't very, like, involved right yet. Naoto's eyes widen with surprise over seeing me, and then... the school building begins to creak again. The shaking is longer and more intense than when I was on the roof, meaning the power of Minazuki's collecting is becoming closer. It seems things were progressing a lot faster than I had thought they would.
Ah! Whoa! What is this shaking?
It's begun. I'll be taking my leave. All that's left is to see this through.
Hey, hold it!
When Minazuki turns his back to leave, the other kids surround him to prevent his escape. But Minazuki doesn't show any sign of panic. In fact, he gives them a mocking
You
sneer.
truly love to swarm, don't you? You find your strength by herding together. But there are enough Persona fragments now. I have no need to deal with you anymore.
What is this?
My legs!
My legs! Sandy!
This again!
It only takes an instant. The moment Minazuki's eyes glows red, the air shakes and the kids in front of me suddenly stop, as if chained down. Seeing that confirms my suspicions. Minazuki's capable of using his persona to control others. He uses power to control that detective in the interrogation room.
Overtaxed. I've been relying on this borrowed power too much. But now is not the time to hold back.
Minazuki spares one last glance at Yu's group and runs off into the fog. The other kids are frozen like statues and can only watch him disappear. I'm free to do anything, but there's no point in me chasing after Minazuki, so I just let him go. Once Minazuki's gone, Yu's group is released from whatever hold is over them, and they all fall to the ground. Perhaps that was pretty hard for them. They all seem a little bit in pain. Before they can even catch their breaths, the sound of footsteps approaches through the fog. A beauty in a skin-tight black catsuit shows up.
I'll take over from here. Let's begin.
Well, at least we know
Bring on
Adachi
the
thinks
ring.
she's hot. When the lady yells out, red pillars appear in the corner of the room, and the invisible walls lock into place. Being stuck again seems to confuse the kids, and the situation is out of their depth.
Mitsuru-san?
No, that's a fake.
Where's Minazuki?
He's gone already. Hey, Not to butt in, but don't you think you're in over your heads a little this time? Didn't you see his power? You're up against more than just that brat.
I shout to them from beyond the invisible walls. There's no time for them to figure this stuff out on their own. Just get it already. It's with a bit of annoyance that I continue
don't
on.
you think it's a little late? He said he has all the persona fragments he needs. So all that's left is to summon that thing, and then jam the fragments he's gathered into.
As I say that, a rapier swings right in front of my nose. I blink in surprise and see a few strands of my hair falling right in front of my eyes, like in a comic. She may be a hottie, but I don't need a chick swinging sharp objects in my face.
That might have hurt. What was that for?
You speak too much, imbecile. Should I deal with you instead?
Whoa, no way! Where'd you get that idea? All right then. I did try to warn you guys.
And there he goes. I've said enough already. Even the stupid investigation team should get it by now, right? I turn my back on them and quickly leave the classroom. If they have realized Sho's plan, then they should be heading to the top of the tower. At the peak, they'll find countless shadows, the persona fragments, and that power. The pieces are all there. Then again, it'll take some time to get out of that barrier. There's even the possibility that they might not even make it to the top.
Seriously, give me a break.
Either way, I've got to disrupt Sho's plan somehow. I pat my jacket to reassure that my gun's in its holster at my waist, and run up the stairway leading to the top of the tower. Are we gonna watch Adachi get beat? Oh, how many more are there? Oh, there's still so many. But yet I'm 56% done. This one's called a whim. I'm sure in good shape considering I never exercise while I was in jail. I wonder if it's thanks to that bland health food. As I climb to the top of the tower through the fog, I come to an open area. Looks like this is my goal. Looking up through the powerful winds, the gathered shadows swirl around the top of the tower, giving off sinister power.
Oh, it's totally red. I wasn't ready for this.
Adachi, I'm going to break your knees. Nope, that pun was just as awful. I shake my head and look up at the cloud of shadows swirling around in the sky. The whirling storm sucks in one shadow after another like a tornado. I gulp at the sight up close.
The things a brat can dream up are scary. Wouldn't stand a chance if you got swallowed up in this. I guess Sho's scheme is a huge success so far.
In the middle of the red fog is a clear object the size of a person, giving off light as it floats. I see, so that's all the fragments he's been shaving off from the persona users. The red-haired kid is standing next to it. As I stay low and watch, it looks like he hasn't noticed me. These kids were tricked into helping him collect persona fragments under the guise of the P-1 Climax. Well, after such an intense battle, staying alive is a bit impressive. I think they deserve some praise
It
there.
would be a problem if anyone died here, after all.
My goal here is to keep anyone from becoming a victim. That's all there is to
That's just something I can't allow. Sorry, but that's why I'm gonna have to gum up the works, by whatever means necessary.
I draw my pistol and aim at the red-haired young man through the fog. Sho. Sho is looking up at the giant shadow with an expression of rapture. Maybe he's too busy with his new world, he's not looking this way. Well, that's convenient for me. I slowly thumb back the hammer on my revolver. People may not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty confident with my aim. I was always in the top of my class in pistol training at the Gay Academy. I take aim at the persona fragment in front of Sho. Well, maybe it's too big to be called a fragment now. If I can break that thing, Sho's plan is done for. And I've only got one chance. That's okay. I can't miss from here. I concentrate and put my finger on the trigger.
What?
Did I hit it? I'm sure I got it, but the persona fragment didn't break. The impact of the bullet was suddenly enough to crack it slightly.
One shot wasn't enough.
I'll have to get another shot in. I quickly take aim at the crack in the crystal. But just when I'm about to pull the trigger... No,
Hey,
that's a cool
Adachi,
image.
What the hell are you doing?
Sho stands in front of me with a look of rage. Ah, he found me. A frontal assault is the absolute last thing I wanted to do, but I guess I can't help that now. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him my finger slipped.
Did I ever say I was going to cooperate with you? You goddamn son of a... I'll destroy you!
Oh. Alright, guys. Once again, it's gonna be a hard battle.
Finally!
Come here, I'll take you on. It really is stupid, you know? If you want to play hero.
If you lose, you're just a loser.
Are you satisfied now?
I won, but it's still more like Sho just got tired of fighting and gave up. I was hurt pretty badly, but Sho must have used a lot of his stamina in that battle. I sit down on Sho's chest to keep him pinned.
You bastard. What's this about? Were you planning to betray me from the start? What an ungrateful little prick!
Adachi, you should maybe shoot the crystal? Sho glares at me, seething. He must really be mad. I can feel him trembling under me.
Didn't I say? I told you I was gonna do whatever I want.
You cocky dipshit. Don't think that you've won. You must be seriously stupid to defy me. That's why you lost to them, you goddamn stupid moronic idiot!
Hey man, that was a Marie line. Ugh. All this yapping is hurting my ears. How many times do you have to call me a moron, you moron? I pressed the muzzle of my pistol against Sho's jaw to shut him up.
You actually have the nerve to say that to me. You're the one who got all cocky and started a fighting tournament. Haven't you had your fun? Because there's no way a brat like you could control that kind of power.
Now we got evil Adachi
You
talking.
really should just say you're sorry to everyone and go back home like a good little boy, you know?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! The hell are you mocking me for? I'll kill you! Get off me! I can do this! What's wrong with doing things because I care? Want me to skewer you from your jaw straight through your skull?
Doing it because you can, huh? You know, watching you really irritates me.
It's like seeing myself last year. Seriously, it's irritating. The persona fragments is only a few meters away. I reckon my pistol while... I recock my pistol while holding Showdown. I take aim at the small target half hidden in the red fog. This will end all of this. In the blink of an eye, my view flips upside down. Sho, who I had pinned down just a moment ago, is now sitting on top of me. Shoot, Sho's got that power too. I don't have any control over my body, and I just lay on the ground like a rag doll. Sho's eyes glow a burning red in his fury. Oh.
Kill you, Adachi. I'll crush you into pulp so no one will know what you even looked like!
Look at that, even though he's being beat, he's still grinning. The brat begins punching me in the face. I can taste blood from a cut lip. My head rocks with the impact of each hit. That's some power he has. If I'm still thinking that, I still have some life in me.
You bastard! What are you thinking? You know how important this thing is! Are you trying to ruin my plan?
If he wanted to kill me, he could have just picked up his swords and done me in with a single slash. Instead, he gets on top of me and starts pounding. Not letting me off so easy. Lucky for me, his rage is getting the better of him. Once a brat, always a brat. Sure, this hurts, but if my luck keeps up, I might just survive this.
What I said. I tried to destroy those persona fragments by striking when I saw the chance.
You worthless vermin. I knew you weren't worth shit. But to think you were biding your time for this.
Imagine if they killed Adachi here. Oh, this isn't good. Things are going black. I don't even feel much pain anymore, and I'm on the verge of passing out. Don't they teach kids the meaning of the word moderation in schools anymore? At this rate, he might actually kill me.
You really pissed me off, you piece of shit. Well, you were nothing but trash I was only planning to use from the start. Ha!
I nearly black out after that intense blow, but I managed to hang in there. Maybe he got tired of hitting me. Sho gets up, picks up his swords, and looks down at me mockingly.
Just for curiosity's sake, how are you planning to use me?
I think you're misunderstanding me. You know the whole taming business? I wasn't planning to rely on your knowledge to begin with, moron. All I need is your persona. I was gonna rip off your persona, turn it into a shadow, slam it into the gathered shadows, and presto! Adachi's part is done.
He was going to turn my persona into a shadow and fuse it with the shadows he's collecting. I don't have a clue what he's talking about. As I lie there confused, Sho holds his stomach and laughs merrily.
Ooh, I love that stupid look on your face. It's so great. I'm gonna let you in on some more secrets. Seems like the power left in you interferes with the thing I'm planning to absorb. I guess that
What?
power beyond humanity clashes with each other. But when that happens, that thing won't be at its full strength. So if you think about it the other way around, using your power stops that thing from doing whatever it wants. And then I get to tame it.
So in order to control the power he was going for, he has to counter it with even more power, huh? I think I see a flaw in that reasoning, but given that we're talking about a power surpassing the realm of man, here, logic might be going out of the window.
Once everything was ready and I cut up the rest of them, I was gonna kill you slow. I at least gave you the chance to have some fun, you piece of shit. I was gonna let your crap slide until I showed you the end of the world you never got to achieve. Why not?
Don't think we're the same, you little brat.
What? What was that?
You think the whole world hates you just because someone didn't treat you right.
Adachi, no.
Little kid throwing a tantrum. You know, I seriously hate this world. Don't put me in the same shoes as a half-assed brat like you. Please.
You're so finished, you bastard. I'll kill you just like you want.
Sure, I'm lame. Whatever. But you don't know yet, do you? Those guys don't play around. You better be prepared.
Die, you piece of shit.
No, Adachi. Sho slowly unsheaths the sword and lays it across my throat. A touch of cold steel against my neck gives me goosebumps. Ah, this situation's gone foobar. If my own corpse ends up hanging from a telephone pole somewhere, it's going to make last year's case even more complicated. And if that happens, all the work I've done will go down the drain. Not only will my rule be taken away from me, but if the investigation into last year's case gets dropped, there'll be nothing left. That was the experience that defines who I am now, and I cannot allow that to become a lie. The katana gleams red in the moonlight when Sho raises it high into the air, and then...
Stop it, Sho!
Stop right there, criminal scum. The impact I expect doesn't come. I slowly open my eyes to see you holding Sho back.
You're early. Way to ruin the moment.
You frowns, not understanding what's going on. He seems confused that Sho and I are at odds. It's not like I need him to sympathize with me. I don't need his pity. But I don't want to be misunderstood either.
Just to be clear, I didn't do it for you guys. I just wanted to set things right for myself.
I know, you're not that type of person.
A look of relief spreads across Yu's face. Seriously, kid, you're a dope. If another crazy corpse shows up in that town, the investigation would have to start from scratch again. Thinking about that happening angers me, and that's all.
You're such a know-it-all. It's not very attractive.
Blech. I try to mock him, but talking hurts too much. And thanks to Sho beating the crap out of me, everything's getting cloudy again. I've done this much on my own. It's your turn to stop him, team leader. I can't even say those words, but that's what I'm thinking. It's then that I lose consciousness. Rest in peace, Adachi. Or so you think. If I hadn't already beaten the main part of the game, and there's still like 7 more chapters. How stupid. There's still a couple more. Bro. The first thing I see when I come to is you fighting a giant monster. The creature is made up of countless shadows moving as a giant whole. It's wreathed in flames intense enough to scorch the entire world. That's what I'd call the end of the world.
Man. Going up against a monster like that's gonna be impossible. Even for you, Kun.
The situation looks bleak, but on a closer look, Yu doesn't look like he's losing. In fact, he's positively overflowing with energy, though it's beyond me where it's coming from. Could that be what all that bonds and friends stuff is about? But either way, he's dealing with the power that surpasses the realm of man. He's injured it, but without a way to deal a definitive end blow, the fight's at a stalemate.
Impossible. What power is
Yeah, the boss that didn't load in properly.
one human's power alone be enough to best me?
You know, Kagutsuchi, that's what holds you back. The power I wield. The power we wield. It will never succumb to someone like you!
Silence, pest! I will not lose! I am stronger than anything!
I am fire, and you are human! The monster lets out an immense roar and raises its humongous arm, aiming to destroy the ground Yu is standing on. The tower isn't going to take much more abuse, but with all this shaking, not even a Persona user could survive a fall from here. He seriously is a pain.
Persona!
Ah, the fog music. I quickly summon my persona, Magatsu Izanagi, and attack the monster from behind while it's busy with you. Rented Magatsu Izanagi. My persona's blade, covered in blackish red flame, strikes the monster's arm and knocks it away.
Adachi-san? What are you doing? I set everything up perfect for you, and you still didn't finish it off before I woke up.
Still, at this rate, there's no telling if you'll have the stamina to keep going. The monster might even make a comeback. But if I keep it distracted, there might be an opening to finish it off. Fine, I'll play along a little.
I can't let you take all the glory. Stay back and rest a while. You'll need to save your strength.
Oh, am I gonna have to fight it now? I know you can be a space case sometimes, but it looks like even he understands what I'm getting at. Not bad, kid. I allow myself a small smirk as I look up at the giant body hanging down from the sky. The monster glares directly at me, its murderous intent piercing me like a gimlet.
How's it going? According to Shokun, the power left in me doesn't sit well with you, huh?
You imbecile! How dare you intrude and have the nerve to stand before me!
The giant body its massive arms, that stern jaw, flames spewing along the entire length of it. That's scary. You've gotta be a grade A moron to try and take this thing on. I don't think there's anything in the world I want to protect strong enough to face this thing. But you know, being this deep is kind of exciting. Fine, I'll take a stand, not for anyone else. I stand for myself. I'm trembling with exhilaration, building up in my heart, and the fear of what I'm about to do, but I can't hold back a sardonic grin as I shout up at the face in the sky.
The sucker you are. Come at me. I'll play with ya.
I wonder if I can cheese this. Oh, did he load in? Nope. Look at this. You call yourself a final boss? I'll just cheese the boss, you know? Am I not doing damage to it? I'm getting meters, so I think I'm doing damage. Yeah, I'm doing damage to it. GG easy. My body is so hot. I feel like I'm burning up. Just breathing hurts my worn-out throat. With relentless blaze scorching me, I am half expecting to collapse into a pile of ashes at any moment.
I guess this is the best I can do with my powers.
I was thinking that maybe I could finish him off, but I'm just too exhausted. It's all I can do to stand on my own 2 feet.
Such impudence from insignificant pests!
It looks like my efforts weren't for nothing. The giant monster gives a roar and a pain from all the damage it took, and recoils for a moment.
Adachi-san!
From a fair bit away, Yu is watching me with a look of surprise and bewilderment. It's not the same look he had last year, when he confronted me in the TV. There's no hostility in his face, no caution in his eyes. I see nothing in his expression but concern for me. It's annoying.
Hey, what are you spacing out for? I don't have time to waste either. So let's hurry up and put an end to this. Right.
Alright, now's our chance. I give Yu the sign and he answers with a nod. A power I've never felt before begins boiling up from the depths of my body. The 2 Izanagis, one dark, one light, resonate. Our powers merge together to become one giant force inside the 2 of us. I take that strength, revel in it for just a moment, and we unleash it all at Hino Kagatsuchi.
Izanagi! Nagatsu Izanagi!
Nagatsu Izanagi! Another wallpaper image, you know? We were both given the same power, but his evolved down a different path than mine had. I can tell that it's only grown stronger since the last time I saw him, and while that power pulls at me, I can feel it squeezing me dry. The torrent of power becomes a giant sword that pierces Hino Kagatsuchi, and its body shatters into pieces.
It's over, Hino Kagatsuchi! Time for a monster like you to head on home!
Goodbye, demon.
Impossible! How could I fall to this trickery of fans?
As it screams its death cry, the monster's body crumbles into bits. The flame coating its body flares up one last time.
Serves you right.
Now it's over. The tension that had kept me wound so tightly reaches its breaking point and snaps. I can only briefly see the floor rushing towards me as I collapse to the ground, and then everything is blackness. Yeah, pretty much. If villains just had friends, they would be unstoppable. Or be a force to reckon with. Chapter, whatever number this is in Roman numerals. My rules. Yeah, make friends, loser. When I come to, I'm lying face down in that part of the TV world where those old TV sets are stacked around like blocks. I don't remember how I got here after fighting that monster. But one thing's for sure, we annihilated that monster from the world, and there wasn't a single victim created by this entire incident. As long as that's a fact, I don't care about the rest. I've fulfilled my objective. I've managed to sit up and look around. Sho is lying on his back on the floor, and Yu is looking at me as if he wants to say something.
Adachi-san. Man, what a pain. I had no intentions of seeing you guys ever again, you know?
I finally figured out why you came here, Adachi-san.
That kid talks like he knows me. Don't you go making a relieved face like that. I purposely ignored him and walk over to Sho. I slap him on the cheek.
You took a pretty bad beating, too.
Sho opens his eyes slightly and groans in pain. It looks like he's awake, but he doesn't have the energy to move. The madness and intense murderous intent are both gone. All he does is breathe. Well, well, looking at him like that, he's no different from your average kid. Yeah, I remember when I was in the same condition as him. He reminds me of myself just a little.
That's why I told you that power can't be controlled.
Is it all over?
I don't think it's all over yet. Those nosy kids pushed your reset button before it was too late.
When I look at you, his eyes go round in surprise. Oh, come on, you didn't know it? No wonder he's enjoying his youth so much. He doesn't realize all the important things going on around him. Idiot.
Well, that's fine with me. A kid should enjoy doing what he wants. Just don't drag me into it.
Hey, just don't bring God or world destroyers.
But now's the only time you get to do that, you know? Once you go out into the real world, there's really nothing great about it.
Sho's like me, a man consumed by power, but he's still got plenty of chances to start over. He'll find that out whether he likes it or not. The connection between people are also chains. They've brought me nothing but trouble. So I can understand why Sho would want to push that crap as far away from him as possible. But the troublesome thing is, once you start making connections with other people, they start winding their way through you or around you before you notice. Even when you're suffering from weakness and pain, they just don't hold back. But depending on how you handle it, it can create possibilities for you. In other words, whether you make use of these connections or let them go to waste is all up to you. Plus...
In other words, you can't just run and hide in this world. It doesn't let you off the hook that easily. Well then, it's about time I head back. If your friends show up, they'll only start yapping about some annoying drivel again.
Adachi-san, you're going back, right?
What's that supposed to mean? Did you think I'd run away like in some Hollywood drama?
Adachi knows what Hollywood
No,
is?
that's not what I meant.
I just want to do my time quietly. I really don't want to get wrapped up in something like this ever again.
I spit that at him as I stick my head into one of the TVs stacked up here. As I'm about to shove myself the rest of the way in, I hear a voice.
Please, wait!
The desperation in Yu's voice startles me in my head, and my heart skips a beat. I can't help but pull myself back out. Being caught off guard like this surprises me. But like hell am I gonna let him know that? I decide to play things off as normally as I can.
Don't yell like that! You startled me! So, you still have business with me?
Dojima-san said, I'll go see you once things have been settled.
Oh, give me a break! If Dojima-san shows up, I'll get yelled at even in lockup!
I can already see it in my mind, and I make a face, seeing that Yu laughs. That punk.
Maybe so. Adachi-san, good luck.
He called me back just to say that. Good luck. My luck is none of your business. Seriously, he's still the same annoying brat I knew from before.
Dumbass.
I load all the venom I can muster into throwing that word Yu's way. I don't know what face he makes when he heard it. I've already stuck my head back into the TV, saying my farewells to this world for good. I'm going back to following my own path. This time I'm going to make sure that I won't be seeing them again. I slowly close my eyes. I'm exhausted to my limits, but it's an oddly pleasant feeling. But then I wake up in June S and I'm like, great, now I have to turn myself in. Because I'm not going to show up back at the prison. Alright, it's time for the epilogue. The Adachi epilogue.
The prosecution's been settled.
It's been a few months since that P-1 Climax. The prosecution case finally rested in the middle of summer, and I was transferred to the detention center. Going to court means that there's the possibility that I'll get the maximum penalty under the law, but instead of worrying about that, I'm more relieved that all the troublesome days are finally over.
Man, my road until now seemed long and short at the same time.
Yeah, this does look like a hotel. Last year, I lost to my own game. Having to put up with this awful world, one day I was suddenly given a special power. That was when my game started. Yeah, and he still has his suit. And I'll admit it, I enjoyed the game, as if I was trying to fill my own empty heart. Even the pressure of the unknown creeping up on me gave me the ultimate thrill. But eventually I lost to those brats from the investigation team, and was arrested as the serial murderer who had terrorized Inaba. Game over. After it was all over, the only things I had left were my experiences and my rules. All games have rules, of course, and once I was caught, I decided that I'd follow the rules of this reality. to atone for my sins and confessed everything to the police. And yet, if some mysterious corpse who died of unknown causes was found hanging somewhere, they'd declare the case open again and start suspecting that the true killer was still on the loose. Yeah, you wouldn't want a mirror in a prison. Because I feel like, or glass, because that looks like a window in that little hole in the wall. If that happened, it'd be a mess. It would mess up the rules I'd set for myself. And I'm not gonna stand for that. That's all. Because of the recent commotion and by how I was mysteriously gravely injured while in custody, it means that my incarceration is gonna be even longer while they try to figure out what happened. And I was starting to get tired of all these psych evaluations as well. And I keep telling them that I'm going to follow the rules of this world, so they should take things a little easier on me, right? Seriously, the people in charge of this are so hard-headed that it's a pain.
Then again, it doesn't change the fact that I'm bored. I wonder if the way things were before would have been less dull.
And I throw myself onto the moldy-smelling tatami mat in my cell and yawn loudly. Just as I'm drifting off into the escape of sleep, I hear footsteps approaching from the hall.
Hey, you have a visitor.
What? Must be Dojima-san.
I roll my eyes and groan inwardly. Just as you said, the instant my indictment was completed, I got a letter from Dojima saying that he'd be coming to see me. What timing! Dojima was waiting for me to be moved to the main detention center, and I feel like he's caught me.
Why would he want to see me after all this? He really is nosy.
This is so awkward, I thought I'd cut any ties between me and Dojima the moment I was arrested.
Well, you gonna see him or not?
This is why I hate him.
I stand out without a word to the guard. Refusing wouldn't do any good. I, of all people, know how persistent he can be. I squint in the harsh light outside the door where Dojima's waiting for me.
Hey. Have you fattened up a bit since the last time I saw you?
No, don't do this to me.
Well, life in lockup is much easier than your grueling training.
Did I really just hear you say that?
Aww. It's a shame this moment's ruined by the awful sounding cicadas. Dojima laughs at my taunt. I can't stop myself from smiling either, and I look down quietly so that he doesn't notice. I threw our connection away, but it came back. I cut it, but it wouldn't stay cut. The bonds between people really are troublesome. And yet, somewhere inside me, I can't help but feel a little relieved at the way things turned out. I guess having a bond like this isn't so bad. I think to myself, but I accidentally murmur it out loud too, but the sounds slip away lost among the calls of cicadas outside the window. The end. That's all I wanted to see. Yeah, we're not going to listen to this again. No, never mind. I don't have a choice. We will be listening to this again. We like Adachi here. So all that's left of this game is the Persona 3 characters. Unfortunately, something tells me I'm not going to beat it tomorrow. Or, well, next time I play. Seeing that the credits are here again, I will say it again. Good ideas, bad execution. This whole game. Don't worry, guys. I'll make my own fan story where I make Adachi a protagonist. It wouldn't make any sense. He's in prison. Also, I don't do fan rating. Yeah, in prison. Totally. Write a Dachi fanfiction? I just said I don't write fan writing. I think it's cringe and I feel like I wouldn't be good at it. That's why I make references a lot, rather than just writing, like, fan stuff. I would do a better job than Ryohei Hayashi? Oh, come on. The people you should be mad at are the people who decided to turn this into a fighting game. Also, whoever the translator is, because some of the sentences in this game, you know, a little scuffed. Although one person I can never be, or one group of people I can never be mad at in Persona games are the music people. I'm literally like a fan of like 90% of the music. There are a couple of ones in there that I'm not a fan of. But more often than not, I like all the music.
This program was brought to you by the following sponsors.
Thank you, Adachi. I didn't know my streams were sponsored. Alright, well, since I want to waste just a little more time, I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to go back to this and 100% this segment. It was founded on your burden of solitude.
It was founded on your burden of solitude.
That's right. You must understand as well. I am no one. I am merely a strong consciousness
I can't skip this because it's new.
Exists here. In truth, it is you who have come here alone.
That's not it. No one can live by severing ties with other people. I don't care.
I'll repeat it as often as necessary. I will do anything to grant this boy's wish.
What's with this sappy drama?
Okay. Now it's all the same stuff? Wait, is this different? No, it wasn't. Oh, my leg! That actually didn't do much damage. Come on, game. I just want this so I can get the 100%. There it goes. Alright, we're good. That should give me the 100%. Duh. $94? What did I not complete? Interesting. What in here isn't done? The abomination of fan fiction, you know? I don't know what I'm missing. Maybe something will unlock if I do the Persona 3 story? How long is this? This one's really long, I think. There's no way I finish this tomorrow. Well, next time I play. Yeah, that's like really long. Oh well. That's a problem for another day. Oh, this song. Alright, well, that'll be all from me today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And whatever happens.